Chapter 396. Wang Zhong took a look and saw that the call was from his manager. Sister Kong. Sister Tsung had always been responsible and serious. Although he hadn't interacted with her for long, Wang Zhong had already figured out her character. Therefore, he admired her a lot. He picked up the call immediately. Sister Kong, you're still awake. You should have seen the news online, Sister Tsung said energetically. Wang Zhong said helplessly, of course I saw it. Sigh, I was quite happy at first, but I didn't expect something like this to appear. It means that someone can't bear to see you do well. So, in the future, whatever you do, you mustn't act recklessly. Once the media catches you doing something bad, it'll be very disadvantageous for you. Got it. And more importantly, you mustn't fall in love. Wang Zhong. But I am pregnant. Subconsciously, Wang Zhong thought of An Xiaoran. He wasn't the kind of person who would abandon his chaff for the sake of fame. Ah, you're already pregnant? Wang Zhong replied, that's right. I was in university. I haven't seen her around you recently? After graduation, she went home. She's probably afraid that I'll be distracted, Wang Zhong said. She's quite sensible, but that won't do. An idol singer like you can't fall in love. Sister Tsung sounded a little anxious. Break up. The company can give her a sum of money, and you two can break up peacefully. How can that be? Wang Zhong rejected immediately and said, then what will I become? Moreover, I got to where I am through real talent. It's impossible for me to break up for the sake of fame. Sister Tsung sighed. I'm doing this for your own good. Sister Tsung, I respect you a lot too, but please respect me too. Alright then. Sister Tsung could only soften her attitude. You said she went home, right? Then it's better for the two of you not to meet each other in the near future, okay? I'll be careful. But this scandal suddenly appeared on the internet. Who on earth did it? Could it be Shen Yin? Wang Zhong had considered it. At the moment, he only had conflicts with Shen Yin. That's hard to say. There are some people in this world who have no enmity with you, but when they see that you're popular, they purposely mess with you. There are also people who deliberately write negative news about you to gain some attention. I asked someone to check this account. This account belongs to a public marketing account. I suspect it's the latter. Wang Zhong said, yes, can you find out? We can't investigate, but we can sue this Weibo public account. Don't worry, the company has already done it. Thank you, Sister Kong. Now, Wang Zhong found that it was really convenient to have a team behind him to do things. He didn't have to do it himself. It was just like recording a song now. All he needed to do was to provide the music score, fill in the lyrics, and run to the company's dedicated recording studio. It was all done with the most advanced configuration. After that, the company's lawyers applied for the copyright of his work. Not only was he efficient, but he was also ruthless. This time, the company also used the fastest speed to protect his reputation. Over the next few days, Wang Zhong found that although the company sued the public account, the so-called black material was still getting more and more intense. Of course, there were many fans who defended him in the comments, but it was useless. What surprised Wang Zhong was that on the 5th day, someone sent him a private message. Concubine Army Commander Yang Li. This name was very strange. Originally, many people had sent him private messages, but he didn't respond. But this person actually said that she was the leader of his fan club. Wang Zhong also knew that a popular celebrity would have a fan club. These fan clubs would start off as disorganized. In the end, they would gradually form into an organization. When an idol released a movie or album, these fans would band together and start to promote it. They only hoped that they could do something for their idol. When their idol was attacked on the internet, these fans would also come out in full force to clear their idol's name. They would even not hesitate to slander others to protect their idol. In short, when these fan clubs were formed to a certain scale, they would be very powerful. This person's message also made Wang Zhong feel very surprised. Concubine Army Commander Yang Li. I saw that you didn't even have a fan club on Weibo. These few days, I saw a lot of black material about you. I was so angry that I specially created a group for you through Weibo. Our group is your most loyal fan club. Wang Zhong didn't reply. Instead, he clicked on this person's profile picture. The profile picture was a beautiful girl's profile picture. The signature was, "Little Prince who wants to sleep with Brother Jie." Other information showed that she was a white-collar worker, otaku, cartoon, and singing. She had a few thousand fans. The main reason was that she often posted selfies of herself. But they weren't panoramic selfies. Basically, her selfies only showed half of her face. Even so, from these photos, it could be seen that she was a beauty. Other than selfies, there were also some posts and pictures of food. But the recent updates were basically about him. There were even photos of him singing live. It seemed that she was his true fan. It could be seen that this girl was an otaku. But her job should be good. Otherwise, she wouldn't be so carefree. Since she was his fan and had already created a fan club, Wang Zhong added her. Wang Zhong, hello, I'm Sun Lianjie. Yang Li, oh my god, you're really Sun Lianjie? Wang Zhong, this Weibo is used by me. It's not my team. Yang Li, hello, I love listening to your songs. Especially your song, Don't Hurt Me When I'm Lonely. Sob sob sob, I'm heartbroken. After listening to your song, I'm even sadder. Wang Zhong was speechless. This girl had a lot of inner drama. Luckily, he was patient. So, he replied, thank you for your support. But what is this concubine army you mentioned? Yang Li, they're all your fans. I saw your comments and found those who supported you. I followed them one by one and added them. Wang Zhong, thank you for your hard work. Why is it called Concubine Army? Yang Li, you're a little prince. We're all your concubines. Wang Zhong was about to vomit blood. Did she have to do this? Wang Zhong, it's better to change the name. Yang Li, we'll talk about this later. I'll add you into the group now. I'm sure the fans will be surprised when they know that you're in the group. Then, Wang Zhong gave her his account. First, he added Yang Li as a friend. Then, he was added into the group. There were already more than 500 people in the group. According to Yang Li, they were all added by her. After adding some hardcore fans, she also added the fans who supported her. Although Wang Zhong was in the group, his fans obviously didn't know about it. At that moment, the group was discussing the anti-fans on the internet. This is premeditated. It's an organized trap. Our poor little prince is all alone and has no one to rely on. As members of the concubine army, we can't just sit and wait. Then, a member sent a picture of a keyboard. My weapon is ready. I'll fight during lunch later. Defeat those keyboard warriors. The atmosphere in the group was very serious. It felt like a war was about to happen. However, Wang Zhong felt that he wanted to laugh. Most of the members in the group were girls, but there were also many male fans in the group. Then, Yang Li finally said, quiet. Didn't you guys notice that an important person has joined the group? Who is it? I was scrolling through the comments too fast. I didn't notice. I didn't notice either. Yang Li, little prince. He's here. He's here. Many people typed out their greetings. Wang Zhong also had 3 question marks in his head. Since he was considered a public figure, he didn't give himself a nickname. He just called himself Sun Lianjie. Sun Lianjie? Fake. He's also a fan, right? Wang Zhong, hello everyone, I'm Sun Lianjie. I'm flattered that Lily added me. I didn't expect so many people in the group to support me. It's really Lianjie? It can't be, right? In order to convince everyone, Wang Zhong took a few burn it after reading selfies. He did this to prevent people from leaking his private photos. After all, he was considered a public figure. He had to be careful. The people in the group were quite active. After seeing Wang Zhong's selfies, they were all shocked. It's really him. Oh my god, my idol. Lianjie, we've been very sad recently. Someone hired an internet water army to scold you. We were just discussing how to fight back. I think we should raise money and hire an internet water army to fight back. Yes, let's kill them all. Wang Zhong was very happy with these comments. However, he didn't want his fans to spend money. Firstly, it wasn't necessary. Secondly, as a responsible idol, he had to set an example for his fans. He had to remind them of what they should and shouldn't do. Hence, Wang Zhong immediately replied, I appreciate everyone's kind intentions. However, please don't hire an internet water army and don't spend money on me. If I find out, I'll leave the group immediately and ask Lily to disband the group. After seeing Wang Zhong's reply, many people sent question marks again. Little Prince, why? Don't you feel aggrieved? The people online are talking about you like that. Wang Zhong, they're just some small anti-fans. Without a sponsor, they won't waste time scolding me. So don't worry. Chapter 397. Although Wang Zhong said it casually, the people in the group still didn't agree. The rumors will become true if they continue to spread. Yeah, a lot of anti-fans said that you went to the hospital and added 9 pearls to your face to please your sugar daddy. Yeah, they also said that your sugar daddy is a famous leader in the TV station. He's fat and is even older than your mom. Wang Zhong was surprised. He didn't read the news recently, but he didn't expect the rumors to become like this. However, he still didn't want to hire a water army. He sent a message, no matter what, I don't want you to spend money. If I want to spend, I have my own money. Why should I spend yours? That's so heartwarming. Yeah, I can tell that you're a considerate person. If I can be with you, I don't mind you marrying a few wives. Yeah, I think so too. Wang Zhong. Then it's settled. No spending money, no hiring a water army, and no using the name of my fans to attack anyone. After thinking about it, Wang Zhong specially young Lily and said, Lily, please write down these rules. Young Lily, understood. Everyone. Members of the concubine corps, did you hear that? Understood. Okay. Alright, I'll use my name to speak for Lianjie. That should be fine, right? Wang Zhong, thank you for your support. That's fine. Okay. Understood. Wang Zhong, okay, I still have something to do. I'll go offline first. After going offline, he looked at Sharon's profile picture. It was gray. This made him frown. After sending her a message last night, Huang Duoxue and Su Wen both replied to him. Only Xiaoran didn't reply. After that, he called her, but no one picked up. Her phone was turned off. This made him feel strange. After turning off his phone, he thought that Xiaoran might have dropped her phone. For the next period of time, Wang Zhong was in the company preparing for the release of his new album. The songs were all carefully selected by him. In short, it was fine as long as it was good. Wang Zhong, who won first place, also received the full support of the company. A month later, the superstar and singer Kai Xiaolin held a concert tour in Shanghai City. Because Kai Xiaolin and Wang Zhong were from the same company, under Sister Tsong's recommendation, Kai Xiaolin agreed to let Wang Zhong sing a few songs. Actually, with Kai Xiaolin's prestige, there was no need for her to do this. She was doing this out of respect for Sister Kong. After receiving the news, Wang Zhong was very excited and specially selected the 2 title songs on the album. He even told Kai Xiaolin that he had specially prepared a song for her. This song was for her and she would be the one to sing it. The song Wang Zhong prepared was called Autumn Won't Come Back. When this song was released, the author, Wang Chong, won 2 awards. One was Wireless's top 10 best-selling songs of the year, and the other was Best Newcomer of the Year. As one could imagine, although this song was not sung by any famous person, it still achieved such impressive results. It was enough to prove how good this song was. Sister Xiaolin, this is from Sun Lianjie. In the 5-star hotel where Kai Xiaolin lived, Kai Xiaolin's assistant walked in with a USB flash drive sent by Wang Zhong. Previously, Wang Zhong said that he would give her a song, but she did not take it to heart. As a heavenly queen, the songs she sang were basically her own. As for the song given by Wang Zhong, she subconsciously thought that Wang Zhong wanted to use her to climb up the ranks. Kai Xiaolin, who was practicing, took the USB flash drive. The assistant beside her said, "This Sun Lianjie's song is really good. Do you want to play it?" Although she thought that Wang Zhong wanted to use her to climb up the ranks, to reach her level, she would not do things by taking things for granted. She had to look at the situation. Moreover, Kai Xiaolin was already in her 40s. At her age, she had already lost her competitive spirit. Instead, she usually liked to help some juniors. As for Wang Zhong, of course, she had also watched his show. After listening to the song, Single Love Song, Kai Xiaolin fell in love with Wang Zhong. She felt that he was not bad and was indeed talented. As for his singing, it was actually average. After all, no one could guarantee that their voice would always be excellent. Therefore, Kai Xiaolin nodded and said, "Let's listen to the song. If it's good, I'll take care of him. If it's not good, I'll tell Sister Tsung that this song is not suitable for me." To her, to let Wang Zhong sing on her stage was already considered helping him. Therefore, she was not worried that rejecting a song would offend people. "Alright, I'll play it." The music started playing. Of course, the original song was recorded by Wang Zhong himself. Originally, he had planned to sing it himself. However, Kai Xiaolin took care of him so much that he gave her this song that he was very optimistic about. The cold night of early autumn, the memories slowly came. Just a short verse of lyrics, and Kai Xiaolin's eyes lit up. "This song is quite interesting," Kai Xiaolin said. "Yes, it's really good. Sister Xiaolin, it seems that Lian Jie is very sincere to give this song to you." "Yes, it's really good. This young man, to think that I thought he wanted to use me to get to the top. I guess I was too narrow-minded." As Kai Xiaolin said that, she turned on her computer and checked some of the tones of the song. The next day, Kai Xiaolin updated her Weibo and specially Wang Zhong. At Sunlian Jesunlian 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 Je, I have received your song. This message was not to say that Kai Xiaolin wanted to use Wang Zhong's popularity. With her ability, there was no need for her to do so. On the contrary, she did this to increase Wang Zhong's popularity. One had to know that Kai Xiaolin's Weibo followers had reached the level of tens of millions. In the entire Weibo, there were only a handful of people with this number. As soon as she mentioned it, Sun Lianjie's name instantly became a hot search. To Wang Zhong's surprise, not long after, Kai Xiaolin updated her Weibo again. "Sun Lianjie, when I saw your Weibo, a lot of people were scolding you. They said that you have some kind of team behind you, that the songs you composed were made by a team, and that you have some kind of sponsor. However, I want to tell all my fans something. As an artist with more than 20 years of experience, I can say with full responsibility that I have never heard of Lian Jie having a sponsor or a team behind him. Those with intelligence can think about it. What kind of team can compose a song so quickly? If it's possible, this team is really invincible. At least from my experience, I have never seen such a team. Everyone, don't you think so?" As soon as the Weibo was posted, it quickly attracted the attention of the onlookers. As for Wang Zhong, his heart felt warm and fuzzy. This was a heavenly queen-level figure. She actually took care of him so much. One had to know that most artists were very afraid of taking sides, especially when it came to things that they didn't know the truth. Previously, there was a certain Su who was slapped in the face for trying to clear his name. Later on, he was crazily mocked by the netizens. As for the heavenly queen Kai Xiaolin, she directly spoke up for him. Of course, there was also the fact that Kai Xiaolin understood the truth of the matter. But even so, it still showed Kai Xiaolin's forthright personality. Due to Kai Xiaolin's influence, Many people on the internet analyzed it and felt that it was indeed so. Which team was so amazing? If it was really so amazing, wouldn't it be easy to make anyone famous? Moreover, the so-called revelations from before were all statements that had no evidence. One could imagine the credibility of it. In the end, the direction of the internet gradually changed. Many people turned to support Wang Zhong. What surprised Wang Zhong was that his concubine's fan army now had a large group of 3,000 people. This expansion speed was very surprising. Finally, Kai Xiaolin's concert began. On this day, Wang Zhong dressed up to the nines. Previously, he had already seen Kai Xiaolin at the rehearsal. So, when he saw her again this time, he was much more familiar with her. The concert was very successful, especially at the end, when Kai Xiaolin sang "Autumn Won't Return." The audience was in an uproar. After that, as Wang Zhong predicted, this song was indeed popular for a long time. Although this song was the first song that Kai Xiaolin sang in public, Kai Xiaolin did not enjoy the glory alone. Instead, she announced to the public that this song was written by Wang Zhong. In an instant, Wang Zhong's popularity rose to another level. Now, even though he was not an A-list or B-list celebrity, he was already a C-list celebrity. The next year, with the release of 2 consecutive albums, his popularity increased. Finally, a famous director, Chan Gu, after considering the financial support of Wang Zhong's fans, decisively sent out an invitation to Wang Zhong to act as the second male lead in a period drama. Although this drama was a period drama, it was actually a romance drama. Considering that this was a famous director and the salary was in the tens of millions, Wang Zhong accepted the script. However, he did not expect that the second male lead in this drama would be very difficult to act. The role of the second male lead was a gentle scholar. He was poetic and liked to be elegant. He spoke slowly. This was difficult to act. After all, he had not learned acting systematically, so it was difficult for him to grasp it. Chapter 398. It was one thing for the character to be difficult to play, but more importantly, Wang Zhong felt that the character's personality did not fit him. Realizing this, Wang Zhong went to the director and complained that it was not suitable. However, Director Chen did not take Wang Zhong's words to heart. He even said that he had high hopes for the role. Therefore, there was no other choice. Therefore, for the past half a year, Wang Zhong had been working hard to film this drama. The other main actors came late and left early. They had high expectations. Only he did it well. This was praised by his colleagues. The days of filming were interesting, but they were also hard. However, for Wang Zhong, this bit of hardship was nothing. After all, he had been in the assassin training camp before. This bit of hardship was really nothing. After working hard for almost half a year, finally, this large-scale drama called The Legend of Ancient Love in Time Travel was completed. This drama claimed to have invested hundreds of millions, and many popular young actors had joined. Unfortunately, once the drama was released, there was a flood of bad reviews online. The male lead was too feminine. The female lead did not put on makeup, and her acting was also a mess. As for the second male lead played by Wang Zhong, he played a scholar. Because his temperament did not fit the role at all, he was also a mess. I thought Sun Lianjie would be good at acting. This is too bad. Sun Lianjie, you'd better sing well. Don't mess around. This is too spicy for my eyes. I'll start with 1 star. In the end, this drama that claimed to be a big investment received a low score of 3.9. For a time, the investors lost all their money. As for Wang Zhong, he was also criticized by many online haters for not knowing how to act. Wang Zhong also admitted that his acting was not that good, but this drama really could not be blamed on him. He had already pointed out some of the problems, but the director was so confident. What could he do? After that, Wang Zhong also took on some small roles, but they were all lukewarm. What surprised him was that during this period, Huang Duoshui took on a role in a fantasy film. After playing the role of a little fairy in it, she became popular. Because of the good response, she took on a second role, as well as some other period dramas. The role she played in the ancient costume was not bad. It suited her quirky temperament very well. It allowed her to rise from a small actress to a second or third-tier actress. Her results were dazzling. As for Su Wen, she was still the same as before. Her main focus was still youth idol dramas. The characteristic of her role was that it was melodramatic. If they didn't love each other to death, they would fall sick and die. In any case, they would cry as much as they could. After that, she probably felt a little dissatisfied, so with the support of her agent, she took on a romantic comedy film. Unexpectedly, after the movie was released, the response was very good, and the box office sales even reached 700 to 800 million. One had to know that it was already very good for a romantic comedy movie to achieve this box office. In the blink of an eye, Wang Zhong was already 24 years old. Late at night, he was reading the entertainment news alone. Over the years, many young stars had emerged, and they had long overshadowed his momentum. Now, although no one dared to challenge him in the field of music, he was still a scum in the field of film and television. This can't go on. Wang Zhong put down his phone. Although he relied on his income from music, his annual income had long been in the tens of millions, and he was already at the level of a nouveau riche. However, his goal was to become a superstar. Obviously, achievements in music alone were not enough. He needed to become a star, and he needed to film a movie with a high box office. He even needed to go abroad and become an existence like Jackie Chan in his previous life. It would be best if he could win a Lifetime Achievement Award. That was his goal. Now that he was 24 years old, there was not much time left for him. It was not that he did not have any movies to film now. For example, he had recently taken on a period drama. He played a constable in it, and he was considered the fourth male lead. There was also a disaster film in which he played a refugee who died halfway. He was considered the fifth male lead. As an actor who did not have a professional background, it was already very good that the directors could give him these roles. However, if he continued to act in these roles, he was worried that he would never be able to make a name for himself. Because if he acted in a supporting role for a long time, the audience would have the impression that he was just a supporting role. This was not a good sign. Reject it. I don't want to act in these roles anymore. Wang Zhong slammed the table and decisively called his manager. Sister Kong, what? Lian Jie, are you crazy? Why don't you want to act in these roles? Sister Tsong was extremely shocked. Lian Jie, do you know who those two directors are? Other people would break their heads trying to get this opportunity, but you rejected it directly. Sister Tsong, I have already thought about it. I have recently designed a script, and I want to be the director myself. Since others did not give him the opportunity to act as the lead, he would design it himself. Sister Tsong quickly said, Lian Jie, you are still young. Why are you in such a hurry to be the director? Do you know how much investment is needed to be a director? Do you have anyone? Also, what about your acting skills? You are suitable to act as a little boy in a period drama. Wang Zhong sighed. Even Sister Tsong felt that he was only suitable for that kind of role. Wang Zhong gritted his teeth. It was precisely because of this that he wanted to break through himself. He wanted to let others know that he was not limited to acting in period dramas, nor was he limited to acting as a villain like a mafia boss. He wanted to be the lead and break through himself. Sister Tsong, in this industry, I trust you the most. Can you support me to be willful this time? But you need money to act in a movie. Do you have the money? Although you have achievements in music, acting in a movie requires the guarantee of the box office. Let's not talk about the distant past. In your recent few movies, although you did not have the lead or second lead roles, there were still a few scenes in them. However, the box office sales were all around the production cost. Who do you think will invest in you? Although Sister Tsong's words were unpleasant, Wang Zhong also knew that she was right. Investment depended on the returns. None of the movies that he acted in previously were profitable, especially those that claimed to have a large investment scale. Almost all of them suffered huge losses. Because of this, on the internet, he already had the title of box office poison. This was a very bad omen. With this title, investors would definitely not buy it. But it was precisely because of this that he wanted to change himself. Sister Tsung, you also said that no one will invest in me. If this goes on, my acting career will hit a bottleneck sooner or later. So, I will act on my own. I have already designed a very good script. Lien Jie, I know that you are talented, but where is your money? I have already saved more than 30 million in the past few years. What is this bit of money enough for? Sister Tsung was speechless. Wang Zhong said, I am acting in a drama, so the investment is not big to begin with. Sister Tsung immediately understood that Wang Zhong wanted to use a small amount to win a big amount. It was not like there were no such examples. Some talented directors specialized in some ordinary dramas. However, although the investment for such dramas was not big, the requirements for the plot were very high. After thinking for a while, Sister Tsung said helplessly, if you insist on acting, I can't do anything about it. But can we compromise a little? You can act in other dramas, and you can slowly polish your own drama. When the time comes, we can act together. What do you think? Wang Zhong thought about it and felt that this was a good idea. However, he still said, but there are some roles that I don't want to take. I hope the company can understand. Understood. After hanging up, Wang Zhong started to design his first movie. First, he wanted to break through himself. Then, he could no longer have the burden of being an idol. Hence, Wang Zhong decided to choose Hello, Mr. Tree. This movie. The production cost of this movie was very low back then. It was all shot in the countryside. Other than Big Boss Baoqiang, almost all the actors were ordinary people in the village. The box office of the movie was very low back then, only 2 million. However, the key was that Wang Zhong did not want to earn a lot of box office on his first try. What he needed was a chance to change his image in the eyes of the audience. Back then, although the box office of this movie was not good, it was also related to the environment. In addition, this movie focused on sadness and depression. Everyone went to the cinema to seek happiness, not sadness. Hence, the box office was not good. However, although the box office was not good, it did not mean that the movie was not good. This movie had a score of 7.8 on Dubon. As a domestic drama, it was already very good to have such a score. Of course, this movie would definitely not make money. However, Wang Zhong did not want to make money. What he needed was for the audience to recognize him and his acting skills. Not only could he act as a big boss, a gangster, or an ancient costume, he could also act in other roles. He had acting skills. This was his goal. He would do it as soon as he thought of it. The next day, Wang Zhong started to wrap up his work. A month later, Sister Tsung introduced him to a director and producer. They would be in charge of directing the movie. Wang Zhong knew that he had just started to make movies. If he did everything by himself, it would be impossible for him to succeed. After that, it was time to choose the actors. There were a few main roles in this movie. Wang Zhong invited some small celebrities that he knew before. After contacting them, Wang Zhong made a trip back. He had already chosen the location of the movie. It was in his hometown. On the one hand, the appearance of the mountain village was very suitable. There was no need to build a set. On the other hand, he knew the extras. It was convenient to talk about it. It could also stimulate the village's economy. It was killing many birds with one stone. What? Lien Jie is going back to the village to make a movie? The news that Wang Zhong was going back to the village to make a movie spread quickly. Soon, all the villagers knew about it. Now, everyone was very excited. Everyone in the village had the opportunity to make a movie. They would definitely support it. More importantly, Wang Zhong said that he would not make the movie for free. He would definitely pay everyone. Soon, even the neighboring villages knew about this. However, the details of the movie were still confidential. Wang Zhong was now designing the script with the producer and director. At the same time, he was also considering the female lead. Who should I choose? Chapter 399. The plot of this drama was simple. It was about a man named Shu in the village. On the surface, everyone respected him, but in reality, he was mocked everywhere he went. The whole movie talked about three main things. First, Shu's family land had been taken over, but no one took him seriously. In the end, he knelt down and apologized to them. Second, Shu's childhood friend, Yi. They were very close when they were young, so Shu told Yi about the land, hoping that he would talk to her. After all, Yi had become a cadre and he had the ability to do so. However, Yi did not take him seriously. The next day, Yi left without saying goodbye. The third thing was that Tree got married to a mute. The whole drama was a little magical from this point onwards, because Shu had already shown that he had gone crazy. Therefore, the mute female lead was a very important character in this drama. Originally, Wang Zhong had planned to find someone famous, such as Su Wan or Huang Duoxue. With their current status in the film industry and their superb acting skills, they would definitely be able to act well. Moreover, they would give him face and might not even charge him. However, Wang Zhong thought about it again and still felt that these two were not suitable. After all, these two were idols. If they were to act in this kind of drama, their characters would not be suitable, and it would not be good for them. After thinking about it, Wang Zhong decided to use an ordinary person. An ordinary person was from a village, so she had to be down to earth. Although her acting skills were not good, what kind of acting skills did this drama need? Wouldn't it be fine if she just acted as herself? Therefore, Wang Zhong thought of An Xiaoran. Unfortunately, he had not been in contact with An Xiaoran during this period of time. Just like before, An Xiaoran did not go online on social media, nor did she use her phone. He really did not know what she was doing. Could it be that she had a new lover, so she did not contact him? Wang Zhong thought to himself. This was not impossible. After all, people in the village usually got married very early. Perhaps An Xiaoran was forced to marry by her parents, so she got married. Because she was married, there was naturally no need to contact him. Fortunately, when they graduated, besides their phone numbers, they also exchanged their home phone numbers. That night, Wang Zhong called An Xiaoran's house. "Hey!" A crisp voice rang out. It was easy to tell that this voice belonged to An Xiaoran's mother. "Auntie, is Xiaoran here?" "She's resting." "You are?" "I'm her old classmate, Sun Lianjie." It's you." And Xiaoran's mother's tone was a little unnatural. "Auntie, it's like this. I want to ask Xiaoran to make a movie. I'll ask her to call you when she wakes up." "Oh." After hanging up the phone, Wang Zhong felt strange because An Xiaoran's mother's voice didn't sound that happy. The next day, An Xiaoran woke up. Her mother immediately told her what Wang Zhong had said last night. Then she sighed and said, "I'll give you a reply." "I want to shoot," An Xiaoran suddenly said. "But you..." "Mom, just let me do it. I want to try." "Sigh, but it's fine." "All right then." And Xiaoran's mother let out a long sigh in the house. Early in the morning, Wang Zhong was preparing for the first scene of the movie when An Xiaoran called. "Xiaoran, what's wrong with you recently? I called you but your phone was turned off." Wang Zhong looked at the new number on his phone and said, "I lost my phone." "Then why didn't you call me when you changed your phone?" Wang Zhong asked curiously. "Are you stupid? I lost my phone and all my communication records are gone. I also forgot my account number so we didn't contact each other." Wang Zhong was speechless. "Why are you so stupid? Then why didn't you come to Shanghai?" "I didn't want to go. Out of sight, out of mind. I've already annoyed you. I don't want to annoy you. You're a star now. I'll disturb you if I go there." And Xiaoran giggled. "When is the movie? Do I have a lot of scenes? I want you to be the female lead. How about this? I'll get someone to send the script over. Take a look." "Okay." Wang Zhong printed hundreds of copies of the script and sent them to some of the main characters. As for Shaoran's script, he specially asked his second brother-in-law to send it over. A week later, the opening ceremony officially started. Although Wang Zhong was the director in name, the majority of the work was handed over to director Tang Chong, whom he had hired. After all, Tang Chong was an experienced director and was definitely better than him. He just needed to focus on acting. At most, he would do some post-production work. During the filming, the villagers were a little hesitant at first. Wang Zhong also talked to them for a long time. In the end, he told them to act as themselves. Only then did they pass. As for the quality of the pictures, it was definitely not as good as those made by famous directors. However, this movie was mainly about the countryside. Therefore, it was useless no matter how good the pictures were. On the contrary, this kind of rough picture could make the countryside look more realistic. Many gossip reporters also knew about Wang Zhong's filming. Young talent singer Sun Lianjie officially started filming a rural drama. Box office poison has no movie to shoot. Angry that he invested in a movie himself, Sun Lianjie was abandoned by his investors. Going to the countryside to film a movie. There were all sorts of things being said in the news, causing Wang Zhong to furrow his brows. How could they say that? Sister Tsong even called and said, "Lianjie, you will suffer if you don't listen to your elders. Look, now that you're filming a movie, those people outside think that you have no movies to shoot, so you're filming. This will be very bad for your future career. Sister Tsung, I know all these things. When the movie is out, I will make those people shut up." "You child." Sister Tsung sighed helplessly. Filming a movie was much more tiring than Wang Zhong imagined. Not only did he have to act, but he also had to instruct many actors how to act. Fortunately, as the days passed, the movie was in the middle stage of filming. Then, it was time to film the blind date and marriage scene between him and the mute played by Xiaoran. After not seeing her for so long, Xiaoran had lost a lot of weight. However, she was also more beautiful. She became delicate and delicate. "Damn, you've lost so much weight." Wang Zhong walked to the entrance of the village and was surprised when he picked Xiaoran up. "I'm on a diet. It's not good if you continue to lose weight." Although Wang Zhong teased her, he still felt that there was something wrong with Xiaoran. Xiaoran's scenes were soon filmed. She acted very seriously. She was afraid that she would not act well, so she asked Wang Zhong for help several times. Fortunately, she was playing a mute, so she only needed to pay attention to her acting skills in the eyes. Finally, after 5 months, the movie Mr. Tree was completed. Finally, it's done. On the day that the shoot was done, Wang Zhong called Xiaoran. Xiaoran was very happy. She said, "Did I act well in the movie?" "Yes, of course." "But Lianjie, I've read the script. Why didn't the tree and Xiao Mei walk together in the end?" "Because one of them is crazy and the other is mute. In the tree's mind, Xiao Mei is pregnant, but that's his imagination. Xiao Mei is actually dead." "Dead? How did she die?" "This is a movie. Let's say that she left in despair after marrying the tree." "So pitiful." Xiaoran said and coughed. "Xiaoran, are you okay?" "I'm fine." "I don't think you're in a good condition." Wang Zhong frowned. When he first met Xiaoran, Wang Zhong felt that Xiaoran had lost a lot of weight. At that time, there were many people around, so he did not notice. Now that he heard her voice on the phone, this feeling was even stronger. "I have a cold recently. I'll come and see you." "No need. I'll be fine after a few days of rest. I'm going to release my new movie soon." "When will you come?" Wang Zhong asked again. "I might not be able to come. Sorry, I have something to do." Before Wang Zhong could finish, Xiaoran hung up the phone. The more Wang Zhong thought about it, the more he felt that something was wrong. Xiaoran must be hiding something from him. Chapter 400. Fortunately, he already knew the location of Xiaoran's house, so he drove there without telling anyone. Her family was well-to-do and lived in a villa in the city. And Xiaoran's mother's car was parked at the door. "Auntie." Wang Zhong walked in. It's you." And Xiaoran's mother looked at Wang Zhong in surprise. Her eyes flashed with anxiety. "You're here. Where's Xiaoran?" "She's resting." "Still resting?" It was already noon, and Xiaoran was still lazing in bed? No, she might not be lazing in bed. As her classmate for many years, Wang Zhong knew that Xiaoran was not the kind of person who liked to laze in bed. Perhaps she had something that she could not say. A sliver of a bad premonition rose within Wang Zhong's heart. "Auntie, are you and Xiaoran hiding something from me?" Wang Zhong asked directly. "Lian Jie, don't ask about these things. Xiaoran doesn't want me to say." And Xiaoran's mother's words deepened Wang Zhong's suspicions. "Tell me, what happened to her?" Wang Zhong asked. "Hey, Lian Jie, you're a good boy. Xiaoran said that this is our business. You have your own career in the future, so don't worry about it." "Auntie, I won't leave if you say that." "You," Wang Zhong frowned. At that moment, the smell of Chinese medicine came from the house. "The smell of medicine, Auntie. Someone in your family is sick." Wang Zhong knew that Xiaoran's father had died long ago. And Xiaoran and her mother had relied on each other since she was young. Seeing Xiaoran's mother so energetic, the medicine must have been for Xiaoran. "Xiaoran, is she sick?" Wang Zhong asked. At that moment he figured it out. The reason why Xiaoran left the city and did not contact him was not because of other reasons, but because she was sick. She was afraid that she would be a burden to him. At that point, Xiaoran's mother could only nod. "She's sick. Leukemia." Rumble. The word leukemia was like a bolt from the blue. Wang Zhong was so shocked that he was speechless. "She's sick, and she's still filming?" Wang Zhong was shocked. Xiaoran said that she wanted to leave something behind before she died. "How long has it been?" "She was diagnosed some time before she graduated." Wang Zhong nodded. "I want to see her." "Yes, she's on the second floor." Wang Zhong walked up with a heavy heart. The smell of Chinese medicine in the house was very strong. It was probably because this illness could not be cured, so Xiaoran's mother found some Chinese medicine to treat it slowly. However, how could this illness be so easily cured? And Xiaoran was only able to live for so long because of her family's wealth. If it were an ordinary family, they would have left long ago. "Lian Jie, you're here." Of course, Xiaoran had already heard the commotion downstairs. At this moment, she was as quiet as a little lamb, quietly looking at Wang Zhong. Wang Zhong closed the door and sighed. "You shouldn't have hidden it from me." "It's okay." Suddenly, Xiaoran smiled brightly. "The doctor said that I can still live for a long time if I control this illness well. I'll contact some friends soon and go to a better place to treat you," Wang Zhong said as he sat by the bed. "No need." And Xiaoran suddenly said, "Oh right, when will the movie be released?" "Do you want to watch it?" "I have the source with me," Wang Zhong said as he took out a USB drive. "Okay, I want to watch it." "Okay." Then, Wang Zhong opened the movie and the two of them started watching. However, as they watched, Xiaoran cried. "It's so pitiful." "Yeah, it's a sad literary film," Wang Zhong said. "But you acted really well in it. I always thought that you were suitable for acting like before, but I didn't expect you to be so good in this kind of role. I'm also learning." "Okay, that's good." And Xiaoran was always like this. Every time Wang Zhong achieved something or was happy about something, she would always encourage him and say, "That's good." She was a very good listener. When talking to her, he could feel himself calming down. In the next few days, what surprised Wang Zhong was that before the movie was released, there were overwhelming rumors on the internet. The female lead of Mr. Tree was Sun Lianjie's girlfriend. The news didn't come from anywhere, but once it was out, it attracted a lot of attention. Because Xiaoran's picture was on the movie poster, his old classmates recognized her immediately. Then, more and more news came out. It was said that Sun Lianjie and Xiaoran were in a relationship when they were still in school and they were deskmates. Sun Lianjie used to be popular and abandoned Xiaoran. And Xiaoran was sad and disappeared. There were all kinds of rumors on the internet. Many paparazzi even followed Wang Zhong and chased after Wang Zhong to ask him about his relationship with Xiaoran. Some paparazzi even found out Xiaoran's home address and secretly took photos of her. After hearing the news, Wang Zhong was furious. To prevent the news from worsening Xiaoran's condition, Wang Zhong said seriously when facing the paparazzi again, "Yes, she's my girlfriend." "Then why didn't you announce it before?" the paparazzi asked, their eyes full of disbelief. Because according to their information, Xiaoran was just an ordinary girl. Maybe her family was rich, but she didn't match Sun Lianjie at all. Therefore, they were more willing to believe that Wang Zhong and Xiaoran's relationship was ambiguous. However, after Wang Zhong became popular, he completely abandoned Xiaoran. This kind of news was more interesting. Now, Wang Zhong actually admitted it. This was obviously not the answer they wanted to know, so they kept asking. Wang Zhong frowned and said, "Because of some special reasons." "Then can you tell me what those special reasons are?" the paparazzi persisted. "I just want to give her a quiet environment. Do you understand?" Of course, he couldn't say anything about Xiaoran's illness, so he could only answer in this way. However, this answer made the paparazzi even more curious. The next day, the headline was out. Singer Sun Lianjie didn't want to be disturbed by his girlfriend, so he didn't admit the existence of his girlfriend. The headline was exaggerated. After reading the headline, Wang Zhong was speechless. These few days, he also contacted Sister Tsung to ask about Xiaoran's illness. Although he contacted a good hospital, Xiaoran's mother said that they had already been there. Their family was well off to begin with, so they had thought of everything they could think of. "It's okay, Lianjie. As long as my illness is under control, it won't be a problem." Xiaoran and Wang Zhong basked in the sun in their yard. She looked even weaker now. Suddenly, she said embarrassedly, "But how could you say that I'm your girlfriend?" "Aren't you?" Wang Zhong hugged her. "Don't lie to me in the future." "I didn't want to either." Xiaoran lowered her head in disappointment. "I'm suddenly afraid. I'm afraid that if I leave, what will happen to my mother? Then try your best to live on, okay? But I'm worried that I can't hold on anymore. I'll stay with you." From that day onwards, Wang Zhong stayed by Xiaoran's side. In order not to be disturbed, he even switched off his phone. Even Sister Tsung couldn't contact him. This made the people in the company very angry. After all, there was still a lot of work waiting for Wang Zhong. How could they not be angry when he just left? Suddenly, everyone lost contact with Sun Lianjie. However, there were still a lot of malicious speculations about Wang Zhong online. What kind of movie was about to be released, and he was using his ex-girlfriend to create hype. His ex-girlfriend, Xiaoran, was really pitiful. "I heard that Sun Lianjie is missing. I'm afraid he's been scolded so badly that he doesn't dare to come out. Everyone, let's boycott this movie. Using his ex-girlfriend to create hype is inhumane." Yeah, he even said that he didn't contact his ex-girlfriend previously because he wanted to give her a peaceful life. Now that he suddenly contacted her, if this isn't creating hype, what is? Sun Lianjie is trash. If I listen to his songs again, I'll be a dog. His character is so bad. The movie must be bad too. Chapter 401. There are so many people scolding you online. Xiaoran held Wang Zhong's hand worriedly. Although it was warm under the sun, Xiaoran's hand was extremely cold. "The internet is like this. Don't worry about it." Wang Zhong looked at Xiaoran worriedly. These days, Wang Zhong saw Xiaoran become haggard at a speed visible to the naked eye. "But so many people are boycotting your movie." Xiaoran sighed. "Xiaoran. Yes. Let's get married. Don't joke around. I'm serious. Let's get married. Although An Xiaoran was sick, in this life, An Xiaoran was the person who understood him the most. Perhaps, not getting married or leaving An Xiaoran and acting as if nothing had happened would be of great help to his acting career in the future. But, if he did that, would he be able to face himself? Wang Zhong felt that he could not do it. He was a person of flesh and blood. In his previous life as an assassin, it was also for revenge. As he spoke, Wang Zhong took out the diamond ring that he had prepared beforehand. Let's get married. Wang Zhong said, Marry me. I don't agree. And Xiaoran shook her head. Suddenly, she stood up and went back to her room. Lian Jie, let Xiaoran think about it. And Xiaoran's mother wiped her tears and went back to her room. Just as everyone was waiting to see a joke and thought that Wang Zhong's new movie would be a flop, Wang Zhong released a very important piece of news. Watch the movie for free. Lian Jie, are you crazy? You invested tens of millions in a movie and you're releasing it for free? When Sister Tsong heard the news, she immediately called Wang Zhong. She called Wang Zhong's mother before she called Wang Zhong. During this period, Wang Zhong did not pick up any calls related to work. Wang Zhong said helplessly, Sister Tsong, I've already made up my mind. Sai, you were the one who invested in this, so it's not my place to interfere. But do you know how much you'll lose if you don't release it and watch it for free? Sister Tsong changed the topic and said, Oh, I understand now. You saw the comments on the internet and felt that even if the movie was released, it wouldn't have a high box office, so it's free? Actually, Lian Jie, you don't have to worry about this. The company is already considering hiring a group of ghostwriters to speak up for you. Wang Zhong helplessly said, That's not the reason. When I first started making the movie, I originally intended to broadcast it for free. Sister Tsong was confused. Why are you doing this? Let's break through. In this drama, I will prove my acting skills. At this moment, Sister Tsong finally understood. Wang Zhong didn't become a celebrity because he wanted to earn money. He wanted to be a real celebrity. Therefore, even if he suffered a loss, he wanted to surpass himself in this drama. Then, he would broadcast it for free and gain everyone's approval. Alright then, but when will you start working? The company already has a problem with you leaving without saying goodbye. My girlfriend is sick, you know that. Sigh. Sister Tsong sighed. She secretly thought that Wang Zhong was really the same as other people. Perhaps if it was another celebrity, he would have already avoided his girlfriend. Alright then, I'll talk to the company. You just focus on taking care of your girlfriend. Thank you, Sister Kong. A day later, the movie Mr. Tree was released as promised. In an instant, the free movie was on the hot search list and attracted a lot of attention. How bold! He knows that the box office won't be good, so he directly released it for free. Some netizens disdainfully commented, Continue boycotting it. I definitely won't watch it. Yes, this is because Sun Lianjie knows that the box office won't be good, so he watched it for free. There were a lot of extreme comments, but there were also a lot of people who didn't think so in the comment section. It's not free. You said that Sun Lianjie is using his girlfriend to promote the movie. He wants to earn money. Now that it's free, you said that he doesn't have good intentions. Keyboard warriors these days are really good. You have to scold them no matter what. We should be more rational about this. Maybe Sun Lianjie really wants to give his girlfriend a quiet environment? Yes, speaking of which, Sun Lianjie hasn't had any scandals since his debut, right? Maybe he and his girlfriend have been chatting all this time? But why didn't he deny the rumors? Look, the netizens are scolding him. Maybe he doesn't care. Although many people said that they didn't want to watch the movie, many people said one thing and did another behind their backs. Those who said that they didn't want to watch the movie sent messages and went to watch it on various video websites. After watching it, a lot of people were shocked. Was this still the Sun Lianjie that they knew? The tree that he played was so helpless and pitiful in the movie. Even if he was bullied, he would still smile and apologize to others. Also, the way he smoked, his hands that always had nowhere to put, and his misty eyes told people from time to time that the tree in the movie was too honest. Actually, the tree wasn't stupid. It was just that he was too honest, so over time he became stupid. After watching the movie, I think of someone in the village. When I was young, I used to play with him very well. Now, I rarely see him. But every time I go back, he will go and help out when there's a wedding or funeral. There's a tree in every village. After watching the movie, I was thinking about who the tree in my village was. But after thinking for a long time, I suddenly realized that I was that tree. There were a lot of comments below the movie, but it was different from other movies that commented on whether it was good or not. The comments for this movie were basically all sighing. Wang Zhong was no longer in the mood to read the reviews of the movie, because on the second day of the free movie, and Sharon's illness suddenly worsened. Wang Zhong immediately sent her to the hospital. After waiting for half a day, the doctor walked out and shook his head at him. The patient's illness is worsening very quickly. You, go and see her. The so-called, see her, was actually the last time. Daughter. And Shaoran's mother walked in crying. Wang Zhong also walked in. And Xiaoran was lying on the hospital bed with a respirator on. Her eyes were looking at the ceiling. Wang Zhong knew that Xiaoran hated the hospital the most. So, after she fell sick, she stayed at home. Daughter, you have a hard life. And Xiaoran's mother cried. And Xiaoran's expression was getting weaker and weaker. Wang Zhong walked to the bedside. Xiaoran, the movie we filmed is playing. That's great. There must be a lot of people online criticizing me. They must be saying that I didn't film well, right? And Xiaoran mumbled. No, you filmed it very well. I feel so tired. Lian Jie, you have to live more freely in the future. Don't think about me anymore. Don't be too tired. Find someone who can spend the rest of your life with you, not a useless patient like me. Her voice was very soft, but Wang Zhong heard every word. Don't say that. Wang Zhong held Xiaoran's cold hand and put the ring on Xiaoran's finger. You're mine in the future. You're so outstanding. It'll be hard for me to find someone like you. At this moment, Xiaoran's mother quietly retreated to the door. And Xiaoran looked at the ring on her finger and squeezed out a smile. I miss the time in junior high. Do you know why I liked you? Because when I was bullied by Chubby in class, you were the one who helped me. Chubby even said that he liked you later. Yeah, he wrote me a love letter. I don't know what he is doing now. And Xiaoran smiled and looked at Wang Zhong affectionately. I am still a burden to you. You shouldn't have come. In the future, find a good girl. Mom, take care of yourself in the future. I can't accompany you. Beep, beep, beep. Before she could finish, a black line appeared on the device. And Xiaoran slowly closed her eyes. A drop of tear fell from the corner of her eye. Until the moment she left, she was still thinking about others. Daughter. And Xiaoran's mother fainted because of excessive sadness. Fortunately, the doctor came in time and sent her to another ward. Mr. Sun? The doctor shook Wang Zhong's shoulder. My condolences. Thank you. I will rest for a while. Wang Zhong looked at Xiaoran's calm face and said, she might still be in this room. I will accompany her for a while. Chapter 402. Sigh. The attending physician sighed. He knew Wang Zhong as well. He knew that he was a singer and a celebrity. He had read about some things on the internet and thought that Wang Zhong had abandoned his girlfriend to become famous. But now, he knew that he was wrong. Rest for a while. We'll come back in 10 minutes. The doctor left. Looking at Xiaoran's pale face, Wang Zhong felt lonely and desolate in this world. In his mind, he couldn't help but think of the time he spent with Xiaoran. After graduating from junior high school, Xiaoran took the initiative to invite him to sit in her car and touch his fingers. At that time, he didn't care much about Xiaoran and thought that she was just an ignorant little girl. After that, he and Xiaoran became more and more familiar with each other. Looking at the empty wall beside him, the days when he and Xiaoran ate together appeared in his mind. What's wrong? Nothing. I just thought that you're going to be a big star soon. I'm afraid I won't be able to see you again. Who said so? You're my classmate from junior high school, and university. How can I not see you again? I was quite sad at first, but seeing you like this, I can't be sad anymore. Let's not talk about this anymore. Let's drink to our heart's content today. I can't hold my liquor well. Are you trying to get me drunk? Suddenly, Wang Zhong felt that those days were very relaxing. He also realized that it was really relaxing to be with someone he liked. And Xiaoran was buried. Wang Zhong put the diamond ring in Xiaoran's urn and buried them together. The tombstone was located in a public cemetery. It wasn't luxurious. But on the day of the burial, Wang Zhong noticed that some reporters had gotten the news and came to the funeral. At that time, Wang Zhong picked up a wooden stick and smashed the cameras in the hands of the reporters. My girlfriend is dead and you're happy. You won't even let her go. Do you want me dead too? Wang Zhong kicked away 2 cameras and shouted fiercely. After that, Xiaoran's relatives and friends came to stop the reporters, and this matter finally came to an end. Auntie, Xiaoran's funeral is over, and I'm leaving. If you have any problems in the future, you must tell me. And Xiaoran's mother sighed and said, You have to be careful when you're alone outside. You're a celebrity and there are a lot of people looking at you. Remember to be careful. Yes, I know. After saying goodbye to Xiaoran's mother, Wang Zhong went home. After returning home, Wang Zhong was still holding a photo. The photo was of him and Xiaoran together. It was a selfie under the sun. Xiaoran was smiling happily. Wang Zhong went to town to print this photo and made it into a photo frame. Then, he hung it in his room when he got home. Mom, I'm married. Although Wang Zhong and Xiaoran had not registered their marriage, Xiaoran had already put on the ring, so she was his wife. He couldn't let Xiaoran down. After hanging up the photos, Wang Zhong uploaded the photos of him and Xiaoran from the past few days onto Weibo and added a caption. To my concerned friends, this is my wife. I'm married. This Weibo was pinned by him. This was what he had promised Xiaoran. Since they were married, he had to let everyone know that Xiaoran was his wife and give her a status. When Xiaoran was still alive, he was worried that many people would disturb her, so he didn't do that. But now, he didn't have to worry about it. After he posted on Weibo, the popularity of the free movie still hadn't died down. Now, it shocked everyone again. This is his girlfriend? Looks like they were really in love. I guess he was scolded so badly that he had to post it. If he has the ability, he should post his marriage certificate. Yeah, he should post his marriage certificate. Because these people didn't know that Xiaoran was dead, even at Xiaoran's funeral, some reporters didn't have any evidence that Xiaoran was dead. Hence, the outside world didn't know that Xiaoran had passed away. Wang Zhong replied to some people who said that they should post their marriage certificate. I want to do it too, but it's too late. Many people sneered at Wang Zhong's explanation. He's using work as an excuse again. In short, in my opinion, dating without the purpose of marriage is all hooligans. Seriously, I agree. Soon, his other friends also sent him messages. Huang Duoshui, congratulations, she's very beautiful. Wang Zhong, thank you. Huang Duoshui, are you going on a honeymoon? Wang Zhong, I want to, but she's already gone. Huang Duoshui, what do you mean? Su Wen, I didn't expect you to be married. But why haven't I heard from you recently? Wang Zhong, some family matters. Su Wen, oh, you got married so quickly. How long are you going to rest with your wife? Wang Zhong, I'm not resting. She's already gone. Su Wen, do you mean? After chatting with his friends for a while, Wang Zhong told them about Xiaoran's situation. After all, there was nothing to hide. There was no need to hide. Huang Duoshui, I didn't expect this. Are you at home now? Wang Zhong, yeah, I'm a little unhappy. Huang Duoshui, sigh, you love her so much. She must be a good person. Seeing that many people in the comment section were asking him to post their marriage certificate, Wang Zhong could only reply, I didn't mean that I'm too busy. In fact, I've been off work for a long time. What I mean is that my wife has already left this world. Really? Well, you haven't appeared for so long. Have you been accompanying her? Infatuated, all of a sudden, the public opinion on the internet changed. However, this did not matter to Wang Zhong. The purpose of his post was not to change the public opinion. If he wanted to change the public opinion, he could have done so a long time ago. Soon, an account called An Sharon's Mother appeared. This account was naturally An Sharon's mother's account. An Sharon's mother, my daughter is gone. My cute daughter has left me forever. I didn't want to care about anything else, but many of my friends and family said that Lian Jie was misunderstood. I had no choice but to speak up. After that, she explained the cause and effect of the matter in detail. In the end, she said, Lian Jie was really good. In the last moments of Sharon's life, Lian Jie pushed away all his work to accompany her. Hence, Shaoran was very happy in her last days. From the moment she found out that she was sick, I have never seen Shaoran so happy. I'm very happy that Shaoran was able to meet Lian Jie. As for what the netizens are saying about why Lian Jie didn't get together with my daughter when he became famous, the truth is that my daughter left him when she found out that she was sick. Because of this, my daughter changed all her contact details. However, in the end, Lian Jie still found her. So, netizens, if you have a conscience, please stop slandering my daughter and Lian Jie. Everything I've said is true. I'm really Shaoran's mother. Below this paragraph were photos of Shaoran and her mother together. There were also a few photos of Wang Zhong accompanying Shaoran and her family when she was sick. A few simple paragraphs and a few photos were enough to explain everything. In an instant, the netizens understood the cause and effect. I see. I actually thought that Sun Lianjie was trying to create hype. It's so touching. I didn't expect Sun Lianjie to be so infatuated. I love him. Looks like I didn't support the wrong person. Sun Lianjie is really amazing. The comment section was basically full of praises for Wang Zhong. Of course, there were also a lot of anti-fans who attacked him. But now, when these anti-fans appeared, they were basically attacked by a lot of people. After that, Wang Zhong rested for a few days and went to Shanghai again. On the way, Wang Zhong looked at the situation of Mr. Shu's movie. The movie had already scored 8.5 out of 10. Most of the reviews were positive. Mr. Shu is pitiful, but he is also hateful. He hates people for being too kind. I feel like if I continue like this, I will also become a tree. There used to be a tree in the village. Later on, he disappeared. That's when I realized that I had become that tree. Apart from the positive reviews, many film critics also commented on the movie. Most of the comments were about Wang Zhong's current acting skills. In this movie, it's obvious that Sun Lianjie gave his all. In front of the audience, he completely destroyed his previous image and played the role of Mr. Shu. I feel that his acting skills have achieved a huge breakthrough. I would like to sincerely apologize to Sun Lianjie. In the past, I said that he wasn't suitable for acting. But now, I feel that he is very good. Just this role alone can be said to be better than many young actors. After that, many reporters approached Wang Zhong and asked him if he was going to follow up the success of this movie and film other movies or challenge for more roles. I'll take a rest first. I'll see what happens next time, Wang Zhong said and walked away. That's right. He did want to take a rest. In the past few years, he had been in the entertainment industry and seemed to be doing well. But when he looked back, other than money and fame, he had neglected the people around him. This was different from the past few lives. In the past few lives, although there were birth, old age, illness, and death, he had always accompanied his wife to the end. Even if he passed away in the end, he did not have any regrets. But this time, Shaoran passed away very suddenly. If he had been more careful and not so busy in the past, he might have been able to accompany Shaoran when she was sick. Then he would not have any regrets. Unfortunately, there was no medicine for regret in this world. This year, Wang Zhong announced that he would not participate in any movies or release any songs. He only wanted to travel around the world and travel around the world. This did not mean that he did not want to complete his tasks. It was just that he was still young and could take it slow. Therefore, he embarked on the road of travel. Chapter 403. This world was about the same size as Earth, and the culture was similar as well. With the development of technology, the relationship between countries became closer and closer. Wang Zhong first traveled around the country with the photos of him and Shaoran. Then, he came to the desert at the border. Here, he saw a different kind of local customs and experienced the scenery of this world. In so many places, Wang Zhong saw all kinds of beautiful women and handsome men who were busy with their lives. At the same time, he also came into contact with many uncles and aunties with all kinds of living habits. The people here were very friendly. When they saw Wang Zhong alone, they all talked to him in a friendly manner. Of course, at the beginning, many people in the big cities recognized him, which made Wang Zhong feel very helpless. Fortunately, after coming to this desert, he gradually became tanned. After growing long hair and a thick beard, no one could recognize him. After traveling in the country for more than a year, Wang Zhong embarked on the journey abroad. There were many countries on this planet, and some small countries often had all kinds of wars. Of course, most of the countries were safe. During his days abroad, Wang Zhong met more people and gradually became familiar with English. Once, when he passed by a concert and saw the people dancing on the stage, Wang Zhong suddenly remembered that he had not been back for a long time. After calculating, after Shaoran's death, he had been traveling for more than 2 years. Now, he was 27 years old. Looking at himself in the bathroom mirror in the hotel, with his thick long hair and beard, he looked like he was 40 years old. The young and handsome man of the past was completely gone. Ring ring ring. Wang Zhong called Sister Kong ever since he traveled abroad. Sister Tsong would contact him every month to persuade him to continue working. He also understood that Sister Tsong was not doing it for him. With Sister Tsong's qualifications, she did not need to do that. Sister Tsong was just worried about him. She hoped that he would not give up his hard-won career. After that, because he had been traveling abroad, Sister Tsong basically called him once every 1 or 2 months. Lian Jie. Sister Tsong's voice came through. Sister Tsong, I'm coming back tomorrow, Wang Zhong said. What welcomed Wang Zhong was Sister Tsong's long sigh. Lian Jie, I'm very happy that you can return the favor. But when you come back, you have to be mentally prepared. What's wrong? Wang Zhong was curious. You know, there are always newcomers making a name for themselves in the entertainment industry. Fans are also the easiest group of people to shift to. You haven't received any news for so long. Perhaps your popularity isn't as good as before. The company can't possibly support you as much as before. Wang Zhong naturally understood this. The company needs to make money. As an artist, it's best if you can bring benefits to the company. The company will definitely use the best resources to promote you. When the time comes for you to hold a concert and accept all kinds of advertisements, it will definitely be good. However, if you don't become popular, the company won't support you anymore. Sister Tsong, I understand. Well, it's good that you can get over it. Actually, it can't be helped. When you left without saying goodbye, many people in the company had a lot of opinions about you. They even said that they wanted to freeze you. Thank you, Sister Kong. If you didn't speak up for me, I definitely wouldn't be like this. Hey, when you come back, I'll pick you up. After hanging up the phone, Wang Zhong couldn't help but sigh. A good manager is indeed different. It saves a lot of trouble. On the other hand, a bad manager might just show you a vast grassland. Sister Tsong was a very good manager. Although she was old, she was also very experienced. Many people would give her face. When I go back, I should work hard. He flipped open the photo of him and Xiaoran in his wallet. The photo was a little old, but Xiaoran's voice and smile were still in front of him. Humans can't always live in the past. Hence, although he was thinking about it, Wang Zhong was already smiling as he faced his future life. At this moment, his state of mind was different from the past. If it was said that in the past, he was working hard to earn money and become a big star, then now, he purely wanted to act, sing, and hold concerts. This kind of state of mind was very pure. It was Shanghai City Airport. After alighting, Sister Tsung, who came to pick up Wang Zhong, saw him and couldn't recognize him. Lian Jie, you actually became like this? Sister Tsung was shocked. Wang Zhong smiled and said, I'm old. Sigh, too old. Sister Tsung sighed. She thought that Wang Zhong had suffered a huge blow because of his girlfriend's death. According to her experience, it would be very difficult for Wang Zhong to become popular again. In this day and age, the fans liked little fresh meat, who were more feminine. Wang Zhong's existence at such a young age was definitely not favored by the company. However, no matter what, Wang Zhong was a celebrity that she had brought up single-handedly. It was reasonable for her to take good care of Wang Zhong. Let's go. The car is by the roadside. Okay. Wang Zhong nodded. As his appearance had changed greatly, not many people recognized him along the way. On the way, Sister Tsung said that the company currently had no suitable work arrangements for him. She asked Wang Zhong what he planned to do next. Wang Zhong looked out of the window and said, I'm preparing to shoot a music video these few days. When the time comes, I'll release the album. Isn't it too soon? In Sister Tsung's view, the album was now sold to the fans. Wang Zhong had been away from the entertainment industry for so long, and the fan effect had long passed. How could anyone buy it? It's okay. I'll shoot the music video first and test the waters on some music platforms, Wang Zhong said. Okay then. Sister Tsung nodded. She was actually not very optimistic about Wang Zhong, but that was all she could do for now. In the following days, Wang Zhong went to a new music recording venue under Sister Tsung's introduction. The conditions were worse than the previous places. Although Sister Tsung did not say it explicitly, he also understood that those good venues were given to the recently popular celebrities. During the period when he was away, the entertainment industry changed with each passing day. Almost every few months, there would be some popular young people who debuted. Some suddenly became popular because they filmed a certain drama. Some suddenly became popular because they participated in a certain variety show. In short, they became popular inexplicably. Sometimes, Wang Zhong himself did not understand. These people clearly did not have any good programs or music in their hands. How did they become popular? Hype. Sister Tsung sighed. Recently, I will also think of a way to create some hype for you. Maybe it will remind people of you. No need. Although hype can be popular for a while, it won't be popular for a lifetime. I don't want to leave the impression that I became popular because of hype, Wang Zhong said lightly. You. Sigh. Sister Tsung did not know what to say at this time. After returning home, Wang Zhong returned to the house that he and Xiaoran had rented. He had bought this house a long time ago, and the furnishings inside had not changed at all. Xiaoran, I'm back. Looking at the house full of dust, Wang Zhong whispered softly. And Xiaoran's figure seemed to be in the bedroom, smiling at him. After a simple tidying up, it was already night in the blink of an eye. After eating something casually and resting, Wang Zhong also looked at his Weibo that he had not opened for a long time. His Weibo fans basically did not move much, but most of them were zombie accounts. Of course, not all of them. Many of his old fans were still asking about his whereabouts. Looking at his old fan group, Wang Zhong was surprised to see that most of the fan groups that used to have tens of thousands of people had disbanded. In the end, under the leadership of Yang Lily and a few die-hard fans, only one group remained. There were only about 500 people left in this group, and it had been dead for a long time. Hello everyone. Wang Zhong sent a message in the group. Maybe it was because the group had been empty for a long time, but no one replied. After a long time, young Lily replied, "Little Prince." "Wang Zhong, what little prince?" "It's me, Sun Lianjie." "Young Lily, where have you been? I haven't heard from you in a long time." "Wang Zhong, it's a long story. How are you guys?" "Young Lily, sorry, a lot of people left the group." "Wang Zhong, it's fine. After all, I disappeared for so long." "Young Lily, yeah, it's been long enough. I even have a child now." Wang Zhong sighed. When he first met young Lily, Wang Zhong still remembered that she was just a white-collar worker who had just graduated from school. Now, she was already married and had a child. "Wang Zhong, congratulations. I'm sorry, but as the group owner, I should celebrate with you." "Young Lily, don't be so polite. It's not a big deal. Does this count as your return?" "Wang Zhong, yeah." After chatting with young Lily for a while, Wang Zhong went to bed. For the next 2 days, Wang Zhong had been planning the shooting of the music video. More and more news about his return spread. However, like Sister Tsung, most people still did not have high hopes for Wang Zhong. They thought that he was already past his prime. Because of this, a director of an 18-rated movie even contacted him. In this world, movies were divided into different levels. As long as the level was specified, the movie could be released to any group of people. "Mr. Sun, don't think that people like us who shoot small movies only watch a few of them. In fact, those who buy these movies secretly watch them at home. As long as you agree, our boss has said that you can name any price you want. Moreover, we will definitely invite the best girls to act with you. You will definitely..." Before the other party could finish, Wang Zhong said helplessly, "Sorry, I'm not interested in this kind of thing now." "Mr. Sun, you can think about it. Money is really not a problem." To these people, although Wang Zhong's fame had declined after being missing for so long in their line of work, even if his fame had declined, Wang Zhong's appeal was still there. Once the movie was released, it would definitely be a big hit. "It's not a problem with money. I'm writing music now. Thank you for calling me. That's all." In the end, Wang Zhong rejected the invitation. In the following days, Wang Zhong had been shooting the music video. After more than half a month, the music video was finally completed. Chapter 404. Although it was called a music video, it was actually filmed by Wang Zhong alone. This time, the song he released was an English song, Superstar MJ's Song of the Earth. While singing, Wang Zhong also learned to dance like MJ. Of course, he didn't know how to do these things. Later, when he was traveling, he extracted MJ's songs from his memory. With the foundation of martial arts, learning from Superstar MJ's dance was indeed much faster. After the music video was done, Wang Zhong directly uploaded it to a music website and updated his Weibo for the first time in many years. "I'm back." Although he had been away for many years and wasn't very famous, he was still a hot topic after all. Previously, Sister Tsung was only worried that Wang Zhong wouldn't be able to turn these topics into fans. Once the music video was released, it received unanimous praise. "I haven't seen the little prince from back then for many years. The little prince has become an uncle, but talented people will never be lonely. His Song of Earth is really nice to listen to. No, his dancing is great too. Little Prince's girlfriend died back then, so he left, right? How lucky he finally walked out of it." Following the release of the music video shot up the music charts. Wang Zhong wasn't surprised by this effect. After all, this was MJ's song. It wasn't a big deal to achieve this. At this point, Wang Zhong was also deeply grateful to MJ. Because this song was in English, after it became popular in China, it quickly spread abroad. Abroad, this song was even more popular. On many English music websites, this song quickly ranked in the top 10. Many people couldn't believe that this song was composed by a young man from the East. Sister Tsung didn't expect that Wang Zhong, who hadn't been back for many years, would cause such a sensation as soon as he released a song. Not only did it cause a sensation in China, but it also attracted a large number of fans overseas. Finally, Wang Zhong's next album was going to be released. Because of this effect, the company paid special attention to Wang Zhong. They personally arranged a press briefing for him and solemnly announced that after 3 years, Wang Zhong would once again release his music album, Thriller. This time, the album that Wang Zhong wanted to produce was MJ's Thriller. As soon as the album was created, it broke all kinds of records. Now, it was the world's #1 album in terms of sales, creating a Guinness Book of Records that no one had been able to break. Therefore, Wang Zhong chose this album. He wanted to bring MJ's songs to greater heights in this world. "Excuse me, Mr. Sun, when will the album audition be held?" At the press conference, the reporters asked. "This album is more complicated. I need to polish it slowly. There will be an interview." Wang Zhong smiled. In the following days, Wang Zhong had been polishing this song. Although he was lucky enough to have seen this album in the past and had extracted all the memories in his mind, the images and songs of the album were still fresh in his mind. But there was also a problem. That was, the images and characters in the album had to be restored. He did not have MJ's talent, so he could only rely on this stupid method to copy it bit by bit. Fortunately, now that the company realized his appeal, they fully supported him. "Need actors, please. Need a lot of makeup artists, please. Need top-notch rock sound engineers, please. Need equipment, please buy all new ones." After polishing for half a year, the album was finally completed. During this period, many old friends also contacted him. Although Wang Xiaoming was a big shot, he did not interact much with him. But when he came back, he called him and said that he wanted to introduce a few roles to him, but he politely declined. Director Su Wenqiang also contacted him. There were also a few actors and actresses that he had worked with before. Huang Duoshui, as a childhood playmate, had been in contact. Now that she had entered the film industry, she would release some singles from time to time and was doing well. When Wang Zhong released his first music video, Earth Song, Huang Duoshui specially promoted him. Unfortunately, although they contacted each other, they only exchanged a few words of greeting. After so many years, they had changed. On the other hand, Su Wen was still as cheerful as before. From time to time, she would send him some short videos. Of course, these were not 18-rated videos, but some funny ones. Perhaps in Su Wen's opinion, Wang Zhong must be very sad after losing in Shaoran, so Su Wen wanted to make him happier. The company attached great importance to Wang Zhong's new album this time. They specially advertised it on Weibo, TV, and all the major online media. The advertisement was, "The music prince walks out of EQ and makes a strong return." When he saw this advertising message, Wang Zhong was furious and went to find the person in charge. In the end, the person in charge quickly apologized and changed the advertising message. The new advertising message was, "Sun Lianjie's new album is out." It was very simple. Many people in the company scoffed at this advertising message, especially the person in charge who was scolded by Wang Zhong. On the surface, because of Wang Zhong's status, he didn't dare to say anything. Secretly, he actually hoped that Wang Zhong's album wouldn't sell. Sure enough, the album didn't sell well. Once it was released, the album only sold tens of thousands of copies. Most people were in a wait-and-see mode. After all, they used to listen to it for free. Everyone wasn't hardcore fans, so they didn't really buy it. Such a result made the company's jaw drop. In particular, many people who were unhappy with Wang Zhong were gloating behind his back. See? He really thought that he had millions of fans back then. It's different now. Many people mocked him. Even Sister Tsong was disappointed. The company's higher-ups are very angry. They said that they invested so much but there's no return. They even lost a lot. Sister Tsong called and said, "Don't worry. The album isn't selling now because not many people have heard it. It'll be good when everyone has heard it." These days, Wang Zhong had already seen some of the comments on the music platform. Those who had bought the album basically said that it was good. Very soon, there was a huge reversal of public opinion. Half a month later, there was more and more news about Wang Zhong's new album. Many people in the country said that they had bought a copy after hearing it. Even overseas, it caused a huge commotion. Oh my God, this album is so good. This Asian can actually sing English so well. This is an original, right? It's hard to imagine that his rock style is so good. In just a month, Wang Zhong's album had been rising. More and more people knew about it and more people bought it. Finally, the mainstream media also noticed, and many music critics specially commented on his album. Lian Jie, your new album has exceeded 500,000. Your new album has exceeded 1.5 million and it's still rising. Oh my God, I haven't seen something like this in a long time. You've broken the domestic album sales record. Your new album has reached 5 million. Several countries overseas are increasing the number of new albums. Lian Jie, you're popular. You're popular overseas. Every time Sister Tsong called, she was very excited to report the latest good news to Wang Zhong. Because of the album's explosive sales, many variety shows threw an olive branch to Wang Zhong and invited Wang Zhong to participate. If it was in the past, Wang Zhong might have accepted it. After all, it was a way to increase his popularity. However, after his previous experience, Wang Zhong rejected it. A superstar of a generation should not rely on variety shows and hype to become popular. This time, Wang Zhong made a lot of money through the album. The number of fans also broke through the previous peak. Therefore, his first solo concert was finally held in the Shanghai City Stadium. Although it was his first concert, there were many people who came. Not only in the country, but there were also many fans overseas. Hello, we're Mr. Sun's fans. We came specially from Metes. I'm alone. It's my first time coming to Mr. Sun's concert. Please take care of me. There were many people in every country. The tickets were also sold for tens of thousands by scalpers. Even so, there were still many rich people who bought it. Wang Zhong suddenly realized that he was going to become a superstar like MJ in this world. Chapter 405. Brother Jie, Brother Jie, Brother Jie. Little Prince, Brother Jie, Little Prince, I love you. I'm going to faint, I'm going to faint. At the concert, with Wang Zhong's appearance, the audience screamed enthusiastically. For the first time holding a concert, Wang Zhong was still a little inexperienced, but he was not afraid. Looking at the screaming fans, about a minute later, Wang Zhong began to speak. First, Wang Zhong expressed his heartfelt feelings for the audience for coming. Then Wang Zhong mentioned the previous period of time. As everyone knows, for more than 2 years, I was almost missing because my wife, and Xiaoran, left. As Wang Zhong spoke, a photo of him and Xiaoran appeared on the huge screen behind him. She was a kind, lovely, and sometimes a good girl who could comfort and encourage you when you were unhappy, but she left me forever. I've been missing for more than 2 years. With the photo of her and me, I've been to many places and met many people. On this day, I'm back. I suddenly want to hold a concert for her. This is my first concert, and I want to give it to her, my dear wife. At this moment, the crowd that had been shouting quieted down. Immediately afterward, Wang Zhong once again thanked the audience, as well as some staff and people who supported him around him. After that, he officially began to sing. Several of the songs he chose were songs from the released album, and there were also a few songs that he had sung before. The concert was a great success, and the fans were excited and shouted enthusiastically. Finally, it was time to end. I'm sorry, this concert is coming to an end. At the end, I will sing a new song of mine for everyone, for her in heaven. This song is called The Rest of My Life. Looking for the sun where there's no wind. Looking for the warm sun where you're cold. Things are complicated, you're too naive. For the rest of your life, the wind and snow are your. Many people listened with tears in their eyes. Under the stage, Huang Duoshui, Su Wan, and others sat in the first few rows. It was Wang Zhong's first concert. As friends, they naturally came to support him. She had thought that this concert would be a happy and exciting one. However, she didn't expect that it would make her feel a little sad. Huang Duoshui thought of his childhood with Wang Zhong. He thought of his parents and the little yellow dog that was still at home. Little Huang must be very old. Now that I think about it, it's been a long time since I last went back. It's time to go back and sweep the tombs, Huang Duoshui thought. Su Wen also thought about a lot of things. She had worked hard in the entertainment industry for many years. Although she had obtained honor and money, she had been busy for so many years and did not have any real friends by her side. His only friend seemed to be Wang Zhong. He was the only one. Although the two of them didn't contact each other much, they could still chat without worry. Perhaps, this is what it means to grow up. The concert ended successfully. The next day, the recorded video of the concert was sold to a video website. The viewership was very high. As for Wang Zhong, he had officially become a big-name celebrity. He had instantly defeated most of the popular little fresh meats. Within a few days, many famous directors contacted him and invited him to act in a movie. Other than a high salary, these directors also promised that they would definitely give him the role of the main lead. Wang Zhong chose a famous director called Li Wanmo. This director was going to film a gangster movie about prison. The reason why he chose him wasn't because his theme was good. It was because he had originally wanted to film a movie about prison. Although Wang Zhong agreed to his request, he made two conditions. He didn't want the salary, but the movie had to be adapted by him. At the same time, he wanted a share of the profits after the movie started. Li Wanmo didn't even give it a second thought before agreeing. Wang Zhong was now a hot star. Joining Li Wanmo's movie for free would only bring him benefits and no harm. As for sharing the profits, that was very normal. Many famous celebrities were like that. Also, adapting the script was even more normal. Many big names would request for adaptations before the movie started so that it wouldn't affect their own characters. Because it was almost the end of the year, Wang Zhong and Li Wanmo agreed to start filming the next year. After wandering outside for so long, Wang Zhong went back early this year. Because his whereabouts were confidential, the reporters didn't know. When he drove the new car to the entrance of the village, Wang Zhong unexpectedly found that the originally muddy path in the village had become a cement road. It was unusually spacious. "Brother Jer is back, Brother Jer is back. Ajay, you're back." As soon as he came back, the villagers warmly welcomed him. Nowadays, who didn't know Wang Zhong, so he attracted a lot of attention as soon as he came back. Wang Zhong bought a lot of gifts. When he came back, he sent the gifts to the village chief and asked the villagers to go and collect them. After being busy for half a day, he finally went home. However, when he got home, what surprised Wang Zhong was that Huang Duoshui was actually at his house. At the moment, he was cooking with his mother, Huang Lianying. "Son, you're back." Huang Lianying smiled until her eyes narrowed. Shui, why are you here?" Wang Zhong said in surprise. "It's almost the new year. I pushed some things away, so I came back," Huang Duoshui said. Shui's family is empty. It's troublesome to make food alone, so I asked her to come over," Huang Lianying explained. Wang Zhong nodded and said, "Yes, I didn't expect you to know how to cook." When he was young, he remembered that Huang Duoshui didn't cook much. "I've been outside alone recently, so I've learned a little," Huang Duoshui said. Wang Zhong nodded and put away his luggage. He glanced at the little yellow dog beside him. Calculating the time, the little yellow dog was already in its teens. At this age, it was actually equivalent to a human's 70 years old. Therefore, the color of the dog's fur became dimmer and its body became thinner. It couldn't even bite hard things with its teeth. However, when it saw Wang Zhong, the little yellow dog still wagged its tail excitedly and came over. "Lian Jie, why didn't your third sister come back with you?" Huang Lianying asked. "Third sister is busy with the shop this year," Wang Zhong replied. Over the years, Wang Zhong gave his third sister, Sun Lianli, a sum of money and let her open a few clothing shops of her own. Fortunately, he had brought his third sister out to make a living. Now, the honest third sister had become a strong woman. The clothing shop had opened up an online channel and the business was very good now. Especially after knowing that he was the big sister of the big star, Sun Lianjie, the business became even more popular. Even his second sister and her husband went over to help her. Originally, his third sister and Wang Zhong also discussed with Wang Zhong to bring his mother out, but unfortunately, his mother didn't agree. Huang Lianying was used to staying in the countryside. There were chickens and ducks at home and so much land. To be honest, she wasn't used to going to the city. Sigh, money can't be earned. It's good to be together as a family. Hearing that her third daughter, Sun Lianli, wasn't coming back, Huang Lianying only let out a long sigh. Wang Zhong patted the little yellow dog lying on the ground and said, "The roads in the village are all paved with cement. I donated it." At this time, Huang Duoshui came out of the kitchen and said. Wang Zhong nodded. He suddenly thought of the school he went to when he was young when he entered the village. That school was very run down, but the children of the nearby villagers still crowded there to go to school. I want to build a school. Suddenly, an idea popped up. Now, he had made a lot of money through concerts, album sales, and movies. He naturally wouldn't be a miser, so he thought of building a school. As a big star, sometimes doing good deeds was also to set an example for the fans. Therefore, Wang Zhong told them about his idea while they were eating. Building a school, this is good. Huang Duoshui nodded and praised. Our school here is really too run down. I'll talk to my agent later and contact the education bureau to build a new school here. Yes. Huang Lianying also said, by then, the children will be able to go to the new school. The plan to build a school was implemented very quickly. The next day, Wang Zhong and Huang Duoshui contacted the local education bureau. Hearing that Wang Zhong wanted to donate money to build a school, the director of the education bureau was very excited. He held Wang Zhong's hand and cried bitterly, good man, on behalf of the students, on behalf of the people, thank you." Wang Zhong sighed and said, "It's the duty of a public figure like us to serve the people. But since we're building a school, I have a condition that I hope you can agree to." "Say it." When the director heard that, he subconsciously thought that Wang Zhong was going to find some media to publicize it. After all, celebrities wanted the whole world to know about their good deeds. Unexpectedly, Wang Zhong said, "I don't want others to know about the school. In addition, I will personally find the construction team and the decoration team." Chapter 406. It was not that Wang Zhong wanted to do it himself, but he did not want the money he donated to be taken by them. That was why he did it. Although it was a little troublesome, at least he would be able to build the school with a clear conscience. Soon, the local county granted Wang Zhong a piece of land beside the school for him to build the school. After securing the land, Wang Zhong planned to start construction after the new year. The new year was getting less and less festive with each passing year. In the past, the children would gather together to set off fireworks and walk the streets of the village during the new year. But now, the children did not like to go out. Most of them were playing with their phones or gaming consoles. The boring new year passed quickly. On the 7th day of the new year, Huang Duoshui suddenly called and said anxiously, "Lian Jie, come over. Hurry and take a look." "What's wrong?" Wang Zhong did not bother to wash up and went straight to Huang Duoshui's house. When he arrived, he saw Huang Duoshui lying at the door with red eyes. Goldie is gone. In the past, Goldie would follow Huang Duoshui home. Even if Goldie was old, Goldie would still sleep under Huang Duoshui's bed. But this time, when Huang Duoshui woke up, the cute and honest Goldie was gone. Goldie is so old now. It doesn't know how to find food outside. What should I do? Huang Duoshui cried as she spoke. Ever since she cried after her parents died, she had not cried since. But her childhood playmate, Goldie, was gone. That made her very anxious. "Don't worry." Wang Zhong scanned the house. Indeed, there was no trace of Goldie. At that moment, he suddenly thought of a legend about the Chinese field dog. Legend had it that when the Chinese field dog died of old age, it would hide in a place and die slowly to prevent its owner from being sad. Now that Goldie was gone, could it be that Goldie was hiding and slowly dying of old age just like the legend? Suddenly, Wang Zhong became anxious. Goldie, Goldie. Wang Zhong immediately pulled Huang Duoshui to look around. Fortunately, they lived on flat land, so it was easy to find. In the afternoon, Wang Zhong finally found Goldie under a wild fruit tree in his family's field. Goldie was lying quietly under the tree. When it saw Wang Zhong and Huang Duoshui coming over, it raised its head and whimpered a few times before lowering its head again. "Doggy, why are you here?" Huang Duoshui ran over with red and swollen eyes. At this moment, the originally clear sky suddenly darkened. "I brought your favorite red braised pork." Huang Duoshui took out the red braised pork with a bag in his hand. Unfortunately, Goldie merely sniffed the air and stared blankly at Huang Duoshui and Wang Zhong. "It's dying," Wang Zhong said. Although he didn't want to say it, the truth was right in front of him. Stroking Goldie's dull fur, Wang Zhong said, "Good boy, go in peace." Goldie seemed to understand. It looked at Huang Duoshui and Wang Zhong reluctantly, then slowly closed its eyes. In the end, Goldie didn't eat a single bite of the red braised pork. "Goldie is gone. My last family member is gone." Huang Duoshui cried. "There's nothing we can do about it," Wang Zhong comforted reluctantly. "Boo-hoo." Huang Duoshui finally couldn't suppress the grief in his heart and cried. Wang Zhong stroked Huang Duoshui's shoulder and said, "Let's bury Goldie." Sweeping his gaze across the small hill, Wang Zhong instantly recalled the first time he saw Goldie here when he was young. That time, he was eating grilled fish, and Goldie came over because of the fragrance. At that time, Goldie was still very young and had just been weaned. Because of Goldie, he became familiar with Huang Duoshui. Wang Zhong said, "I saw it here for the first time. Let's bury it under this tree. I'll get a shovel." Soon, Huang Duoshui came back with a shovel, dog food, red braised pork, and the mattress that Goldie usually slept on. Wang Zhong dug a very deep hole to prevent Goldie's corpse from rotting and attracting other animals. First, he put the mattress into the hole. Then, Wang Zhong put Goldie's corpse into the hole. He piled the dog food and red braised pork to the side and finally buried it. Huang Duoshui was almost crying as he buried Goldie. "Goldie, I'll miss you," Huang Duoshui cried. Wang Zhong sighed and looked at the dark clouds in the sky. "Let's go." As he said that, it started to drizzle. Wang Zhong helped Huang Duoshui back into the house. After settling Huang Duoshui on the bed, Wang Zhong turned to leave. But at that moment, Huang Duoshui suddenly grabbed him. "Can you stay with me for a while?" "Okay." Wang Zhong nodded. Huang Duoshui was lying on the bed. Although it was cold outside, the air conditioner was on in the house. So, she was fine without a blanket. "Lian Jie, I won't raise animals in the future," Huang Duoshui said as she looked at the dripping rain outside the window. "Why?" Wang Zhong asked calmly. "Because I'm afraid. I'm afraid of losing you again," Huang Duoshui said. "It's New Year. Let's travel abroad for a while." Now, he could only let Huang Duoshui go out and move around for a while. "No need. I'm not the little girl I used to be." Huang Duoshui looked at Wang Zhong and said, "What are you going to do after dealing with the construction of the school here?" "I talked to director Li Wanmo before the new year. We're going to make a movie about prison." "Is it a gangster type?" Huang Duoshui asked. Wang Zhong shook his head. "I don't want to make that type of movie. It's a prison break type. Is there a suitable role for me?" Wang Zhong glanced at Huang Duoshui and said, "You're so busy every day. Why do you still want to make a movie with me? We've been friends since childhood. Speaking of which, we haven't worked together for so long. You, on the other hand, have worked with Su Wen." Wang Zhong said, I'm afraid there's no chance for this movie, but there's a chance for the next one. Okay, I'll wait. I won't take your money, great director. Wang Zhong smiled. You don't want money? Thank you very much. The two talked about a lot of things about movies. Huang Duoshui gradually walked out of her sorrow. As they chatted, Huang Duoshui seemed to be tired. When Wang Zhong looked at her, she had already fallen asleep. She fell asleep so soon? Wang Zhong shook his head. He quietly took a blanket from the end of the bed and covered Huang Duoshui with it. Because it was raining outside and it was still early, Wang Zhong lay down on the sofa alone and rested. When Huang Duoshui woke up, it was already afternoon. Glancing at Wang Zhong, who was sleeping next to her, Huang Duoshui sighed. What a good man. One had to know that they were alone, but Wang Zhong didn't touch her. There weren't many people in the world who could do this. Ring ring ring. At this time, Huang Lianying called Wang Zhong to inform them that it was time to eat. Wang Zhong opened his eyes and glanced at Huang Duoshui. You're awake. Yeah. Let's go and eat. Watching Wang Zhong walk out, Huang Duoshui suddenly realized that although she and Wang Zhong were very close, they seemed to be very far apart. The new year passed just like that. Huang Duoshui left the village first because of work. As for Wang Zhong, because the new school was about to start, he stayed to deal with various things. However, he couldn't stay here all the time. So after thinking about it, he contracted all the construction work to the construction team under Sister Tsong's suggestion. At the same time, he specially hired 2 quality inspectors to supervise the work. In this way, not only was it convenient for him, but also the quality was guaranteed. It was killing 2 birds with 1 stone. After working for more than a month, Wang Zhong finally left here. After staying in Shanghai for a few days, he met director Li Wanmo in a hotel. Director Li Wanmo was a very talented director. When he was young, he had made many popular movies. However, in recent years, he might have run out of talent, so the quality of his movies was getting worse year by year. But it was undeniable that he was very good at marriage. Many people would invite him to direct the annual Spring Festival Gala and some large-scale performance programs. Wang Zhong met director Li Wanmo with Sister Kong. As soon as they met, director Li Wanmo came to greet them warmly. Li Wanmo was an elder, so Wang Zhong greeted him politely. After a round of flattery, director Li Wanmo finally took out the script he had prepared. Lian Jie, the script I showed you last year was not complete. This time, the script was carefully prepared by me and a few scriptwriters. You can take a look. Wang Zhong took the script with both hands, glanced at it roughly, and frowned. Although he hadn't seen much, he could tell at a glance that this should be an undercover drama about a police undercover agent sneaking into a prison to find evidence of a criminal's crimes. To be honest, this kind of drama was really well written. The tense rhythm between the main character and the supporting characters, the sufficient fighting scenes, and the interlocking suspense plot made people gasp in amazement. It was certain that as long as the characters' acting skills were normal, the box office would definitely be 700 to 800 million yuan. However, Wang Zhong wanted to create a movie that would make people feel that it was a good movie even after 10, 20, or even 30 years. Therefore, he directly pushed the script to Director Li and said, "Director Li, it's not that this movie is bad, but I have a better idea. It's also about prison. You can listen to my ideas." Chapter 407. Hearing Wang Zhong's sudden words, the people around director Li Wanmo didn't look happy. To them, although Wang Zhong already had a high level of talent in music, in the film aspect, they honestly felt that Wang Zhong was still far from it. Perhaps some of the roles he had acted in before had received good reviews. For example, a few years ago, he had acted in a movie called Hello, Mr. Tree. The response was very good, but it was too limited. One had to know that a movie like Mr. Trees could be shot by any random person present. Who didn't know how to make a movie? But what they were pursuing now was not this, but making money. Money was connected with life. Every movie on the world rankings was a hit. They just didn't want to make such a sad literary film. To quote a famous director, "I don't make literary films. You make literary films. Your whole family should make literary films. I just want to make money." Therefore, they thought that Wang Zhong wanted to adapt the movie in the direction of literary films. Although the people around director Li Wanmo didn't look happy, Li Wanmo respected Wang Zhong very much. He asked, "Lian Jie, if you have a good idea, you can tell us. We can discuss it." Wang Zhong nodded and said, "I've made a rough draft of the script. Take a look." Li Wanmo took the script and read it. Because it was not perfect, at first glance, Li Wanmo frowned. It seems to be a prison break movie. As expected of director Li, he could tell at a glance. Wang Zhong said, "Yes, it's a prison break movie, but it's also about philosophy and life." At this moment, not only the people around Li Wanmo, but also Li Wanmo and Sister Tsung were speechless. The capital market valued movies that were popular. It was no exaggeration to say that if a third-rate movie could be released to the public and make a lot of money, those big directors would definitely go to make third-rate movies. Wang Zhong was holding a movie about philosophy or life. Basically, such movies would be a flop. Of course, there were many directors who had made such movies. However, these directors were basically all somewhat famous. They could afford to lose. They would film for fun or win awards. As Wang Zhong's first movie to be released, it would be bad for his future development if he didn't get off to a bad start. "Lian Jie, why don't you reconsider?" Sister Tsung asked. "Yes, the plot you wrote is good, but this..." Li Wanmo shook his head. "The risk is too high." "This will be my first movie," Wang Zhong thought for a moment and said tactfully, "If it really doesn't work out, I would like to ask director Li to direct it for me." Li Wanmo gave a bitter laugh. At this moment, he finally understood that Wang Zhong wasn't interested in his script. Wang Zhong simply wanted to direct his own movie. Furthermore, Li Wanmo knew his own limitations and knew that he wasn't capable enough. Therefore, Wang Zhong asked him to direct the movie. "Lian Jie, I don't have a problem directing. But, have you thought about it? Your film still needs some time to think about it. Why don't we do it this way? You can take part in my film too." This was equivalent to inviting Wang Zhong to take part in the profits of the movie. This was a good offer. Unfortunately, Wang Zhong shook his head again. "Director Li, why don't we do it this way? Let's shoot my film first, and then we'll shoot yours at the original location. What do you think?" Sister Tsung was speechless at Wang Zhong. She wanted to secretly persuade Wang Zhong to think about it carefully. Director Li Wanmo and the people beside him also frowned at Wang Zhong's words. However, due to Wang Zhong's current status in the music industry, they couldn't say anything. "Okay, Lian Jie. Let's discuss it when we go back." "Well, I hope you can think about it carefully. Although I can't see anything wrong with this movie now, there are many details that I haven't perfected in my mind. After I'm done, I'll show it to Director Li." The two sides chatted for a while more and then went back. Wang Zhong didn't go back home. Instead, he was thinking about setting up his own studio. These days, he had been running back and forth for the sake of the movie and music. Not only was he tired, but he also didn't do anything well. If it went on like this, he was afraid that he would be exhausted before he could do anything well. Therefore, after careful consideration, he decided to set up a studio and recruit some staff to run errands for him. Anyway, there was nothing to do. Wang Zhong and Sister Tsung went to a coffee shop and sat in the corner. Because they were wearing caps, no one paid attention to them in a short time. "You want to find some staff?" Sister Tsung didn't feel strange about Wang Zhong's request. After all, Wang Zhong's workload was getting heavier and heavier nowadays. Originally, the company had assigned some followers to Wang Zhong, but that was when he was working. Usually, when Wang Zhong was doing his own things, these followers didn't follow him. "Well, to be honest, Sister Tsung, I've built a school in my hometown. I may build another school in the future. I need people to follow up on these things. What do you think of the staff that the company assigned to you before?" "Those are all old foxes." Wang Zhong didn't say it explicitly, but Sister Tsong was so smart that she immediately understood. For a public figure like Wang Zhong, if the people around him weren't trustworthy, it was easy to cause trouble. For example, his manager suddenly gave him a hat, the driver took him to find a prostitute, and then called the police to arrest him. There were also many photos of celebrities that were secretly taken and sold. There were too many examples like this. Wang Zhong continued, "It's best if they just graduated from the school. They have a clean background and can also increase the employment rate." The last sentence was a joke. Sister Tsong smiled and said, "Speaking of which, the company has been hiring recently. I'll look out for a few for you." "Okay, thank you, Sister Kong." After returning home, Wang Zhong continued to perfect the movie that he had prepared. About 5 days later, through the memory in his mind, Wang Zhong finished copying all the lines of the movie. After he was done, he called Li Wunmo. "Director Li, the movie that I discussed a few days ago is almost done. I'll send you the file. Take a look." Once he answered the phone, Wang Zhong went straight to the point. On the other end of the phone, Li Wunmo sighed. To be honest, if it were someone else, he wouldn't have bothered. However, Wang Zhong was different now. He was a big shot in the music industry. His reputation was not only in the country, but he also had a large number of fans overseas. He couldn't afford to offend him. Moreover, this movie was Wang Zhong's first movie that was going to be released. It was very meaningful. Once it was released, even if it was a lousy movie, it would definitely be a hit. But it might not be a good movie. However, one thing was for sure, and that was to make money. Therefore, after Li Wunmo and his companions went back, they thought about it and decided to accept Wang Zhong's movie. "Okay then, let me take a look later." "Okay." After hanging up the phone, Wang Zhong sent the document over to him. Next, he just had to wait. On Sister Tsong's side, she had also found 5 young men and women for him. These people had graduated 2 or 3 years ago and had some experience. However, they were quite honest. Later, Wang Zhong went to Sister Tsong's office to take a look. The 5 of them were 3 men and 2 women. Their looks were average and they looked honest. Wang Zhong didn't know their specific working abilities yet, so he kept them all. After that, Sister Tsong agreed to the work contract. The contract was the same as all celebrity assistants. There were strict rules and regulations. For example, they were strictly prohibited from leaking Wang Zhong's whereabouts, filming anything and everything about Wang Zhong, gossiping, and doing anything to hurt Wang Zhong. There were a lot of things in the contract. It fully protected Wang Zhong's rights and interests. Of course, Wang Zhong's conditions were also very generous. An annual salary of more than 150,000 yuan. If they did well, they would even get a year-end bonus. There were also meals, phone bills, and transportation subsidies. The only drawback was that they had no freedom. Wang Zhong only needed to make a phone call and the assistant would have to come over to work. With an assistant, everything was much more convenient. He only needed to give instructions and there would be someone to do it for him. A month later, after several discussions, Wang Zhong and Li Wunmo finally confirmed that they would start shooting a movie. At first, when Li Wunmo read the movie script, he didn't think much of it. However, after Wang Zhong perfected the details, he realized that the movie was really interlinked and full of suspense. In fact, from the beginning to the end, the audience didn't even know how the protagonist planned to escape from prison. After understanding the movie script, Li Wunmo suddenly realized that this movie would not only be a big hit, but it would also be praised. The movie was still in the confidential stage. The outside world only knew that the 2 of them were working together, but they didn't know what kind of movie they were shooting. However, the insiders of Li Wunmo and Wang Zhong knew that the movie was called The Shawshank Redemption. Chapter 408. AI Cursin. With director Li Wunmo's shout, the movie, The Shawshank Redemption, officially started shooting. Fortunately, this world was similar to the original world, so the standards of the audience's appreciation were not much different. That was why Wang Zhong dared to shoot this kind of film. This movie was shot in 1994. How successful was it? It was one of the top 20 best movies in the world, and Dubon's rating was 9.7. Among the top 250 movies on Dubon, this movie was ranked first, and it was also the movie with the highest rating on Dubon. With this movie, Wang Zhong was confident that it would definitely make a comeback. In addition to the many honors this movie had received, this movie was indeed very good. He remembered watching it on the internet. At first, the movie was called The Shawshank Redemption. At first glance, it felt like a literary film. To be honest, at that time, Wang Zhong didn't like to watch such brain-burning movies with slow plots. After that, he saw that the rating was indeed high, and it was the movie ranked first on Dubon. That would be incredible. One had to know that some people might like to watch a movie, and some might not. But on Dubon, those who could score 8 points would definitely not regret watching it. To be ranked first, there must be a reason. This score would not be randomly ranked. With the idea of giving it a try, Wang Zhong watched it. Wang Zhong was astonished by what he saw. This movie was about a young banker who was framed and ended up in prison. Then, because he was proficient in the tax system, he gained the trust of the higher-ups through the corruption in the prison. In the end, he used the small tools he had to escape from prison. From the beginning of the movie, it was eye-catching. The plot was not dragging. It progressed layer by layer, with a sense of tension and relaxation, and was compact and coherent. In particular, the protagonist used his knowledge to gain the trust of the villain and used his knowledge to escape from prison. It was really unpredictable. In the beginning, you didn't even know why he had so many small tools. In the end, the answer was revealed. Shooting such a movie, even if it was a copy, was indeed difficult for Wang Zhong, who had no experience in making movies. That was why he let an experienced director like Lee Wunmo direct it. The scene before the prison was very easy to act out. With Wang Zhong's current acting skills, there was no problem. However, later on, interacting with fellow inmates and dealing with the prison guards not only tested one's acting skills but also one's facial expressions. A look, a smile, or even an insignificant action might be conveying a message. Crack. Lian Jie, when the warden tells you that he wants you to do something for him, you have to remember that you're secretly happy, but you have to pretend that you're not willing on the surface. This is very important. You have to send this message to the audience and also to the warden. Do you understand? Lee Wunmo walked to Wang Zhong's side and instructed. Wang Zhong nodded. Yes, I understand. Wang Zhong tried hard to recall the expression of the main character in the movie. Okay, everyone, get ready. AI cursin. Crack. No, again, AI cursin. Crack. It's still not working. Lian Jie, your expression, pay attention to your expression. Cursin. Crack. It was extremely difficult to film such a classic movie. Fortunately, Wang Zhong had the time to do so. If he couldn't finish it in 1 day, he would finish it in 2 days. If he couldn't finish it in 2 days, he would finish it in a week. Finally, after countless instructions from Lee Wunmo, Wang Zhong finally figured out the changes in the expressions of some characters. After that, the number of times Lee Wunmo shouted, "Crack," became less and less. Finally, half a year later, The Shawshank Redemption was completed. The plot was exactly the same as the original. The only difference was that Wang Zhong had changed all the characters' names and the style of the prison was Oriental. The movie was scheduled to be released during the Spring Festival. Of course, before the release, Lee Wunmo and Wang Zhong's company had also promoted the movie. Unfortunately, most people were not optimistic about it. This kind of prison movie has been made too many times. Why are you still bringing it out? I admit that Lian Jie's singing is very good, but the movie is really not suitable. Although the movie may not be good, I promise that I will support Lian Jie fully. Looking at the comments on the internet, Wang Zhong was not affected at all. Although there were many bad comments, he believed that once the movie was released, it would definitely shock everyone. Finally, the premiere began. On this day, a lot of celebrities and big shots came. The movie was released after more than 2 hours. Everyone applauded excitedly. I didn't expect Sun Lianjie to be so good at music and movies. Wang Xiaoming, who had worked with him before, was amazed. Director Su Wanqiang and director Li Wanmo sat together. Su Wanqiang said with emotion, "Congratulations, Wanmo. With the quality of this movie, I guarantee that at least 2 or 3 billion yuan will not be a problem." Haha, actually, this is all Lien Jie's credit. To be honest, I was only responsible for directing according to the script he gave me. Li Wanmo did not dare to claim credit, so he explained honestly. What? The whole movie was written by him? Director Su Wanqiang was surprised. Li Wanmo nodded. Not only that, we wanted to make some suggestions, but he rejected directly. He said that it was very good and it was difficult to change, so we did not make any changes. Oh my God, Long Di Dong, he actually has such talent. Yes, to be honest, this Sun Lianjie is really talented. He is good at music, movies, screenwriting, everything. The audience sighed and groaned. After leaving, many film critics immediately wrote their opinions on The Shawshank Redemption. 9. 4 points. 9. 5 points. 9. 5 points. There were many ratings and they all gave high comments. This made many people pay more attention to the movie. Even many foreign cinemas came to negotiate and wanted to release the movie in advance. During the Spring Festival, the movie was released as scheduled. At first, the audience was curious and went to the cinema to watch it. After watching it, just as Wang Zhong expected, the movie's reputation was getting better and better. Wang Zhong wasn't surprised by such a good reputation. This was something he had expected. In order to make the movie fit the original version, Wang Zhong relied on his memory and restored the original version bit by bit. The Spring Festival passed quickly. However, because the movie was so good, several major cinemas released a joint statement to extend the screening time of the movie. The box office of the movie rose from 1 billion yuan to 1.5 billion yuan, 2 billion yuan, 4 billion yuan, and finally stabilized at 4 billion yuan. Although it did not break the record, don't forget that this was Wang Zhong's first movie. The previous Mr. Tree was free, so it did not count. In addition to the huge success in the country, the movie also gathered a large number of fans overseas. Many people who had not heard Wang Zhong's songs naturally became his fans after watching the movie. The success of the movie made everyone look at Wang Zhong in a new light. Now, everyone thought that Wang Zhong was a genius who combined music and movies. After several months of continuous filming, Wang Zhong was a little tired. So, he decided to take a break. Under Sister Tsong's suggestion, Wang Zhong accepted some interviews from reporters. Brother Jie, as far as I know, you are only 28 years old. Will you focus on music or movies in the future? Brother Jie, I am also one of your fans. I love to listen to your songs. When will you release your new album? Many people are scolding you on the internet. What do you want to say to them? Brother Jie, what kind of girl do you like? Brother Jie, do you snore when you sleep? Because of the success of his music and movies, the outside world basically called him Brother Jie. At this moment, Wang Zhong was speechless. Although he had accepted interviews from reporters in the past, he had always left after a few hurried sentences. This time, he rarely accepted Sister Tsong's suggestion to be interviewed. Who knew that many of the questions were boring? Ahem, everyone quiet down. On the high platform, Wang Zhong stood up and said, "Because there are too many people asking questions, we will ask 20 questions one by one. Thank you for your cooperation." After that, Wang Zhong answered the questions one by one. For example, whether to develop music or movies, Wang Zhong's answer is that he will develop both. He likes music and movies. For many people scolding him on the internet, Wang Zhong's answer is more relaxed. He will go his own way and let others say what they want. Others' doubts will not defeat him because he is very strong. Of course, if anyone dares to slander him, he will let him know the seriousness of the law. In the following days, he basically spent writing music and shooting movies. Now that he had money, Wang Zhong started to build schools in the other counties of his hometown. At the age of 28, just as autumn came, news came from his hometown that the first school was finally built. He could not go to other things, but he still had to go to the ceremony of the school's completion. The name of the school was named Lianjie Primary School by the local education bureau, which implied that the school was built with Wang Zhong's donations. Looking at the lively and lovely children finally entering the new and safe school, Wang Zhong was very gratified and seemed to have found the goal of this life. Although this task was to become famous and become a big star. But he felt that a star who contributed to society was a star respected by all, a superstar. Chapter 409. The first class of eye exercises begins now. 1, 2, 3. Walking in the bright and spacious school, Wang Zhong looked at the new school under the guidance of the headmaster and the leader of the education bureau. Mr. Sun, this is a gift from the school's students. Please take a look. The headmaster of the school was a man in his 40s with glasses. His surname was Su, and he looked gentle. He took out a big card made by the students. The card was a group photo of all the teachers and students in the school. It was mounted in a picture frame and looked quite nice. Thank you. Wang Zhong took the picture frame and turned to the headmaster. If there are any difficulties in the school, you can tell me. Thank you, Mr. Sunday. Headmaster Su nodded. After looking at the school, Wang Zhong left. After another year, Wang Zhong was ready to shoot his next movie. This time, he planned to shoot Forrest Gump. This movie was almost as famous as The Shawshank Redemption. Dubon's rating was 9.5, and it was ranked third on Dubon. The second was Farewell My Concubine. The reason why he chose to shoot Forrest Gump instead of Farewell My Concubine was because Wang Zhong knew his own limitations. In theory, the success of Farewell My Concubine was largely due to Guo Rong's acting skills. Guo Rong's unique temperament was very special. Looking at the history of the entertainment industry, it was difficult to find an actor with such a unique temperament. Wang Zhong also knew his own limitations. He knew that he couldn't portray Guo Rong's temperament. Moreover, Farewell My Concubine had a strong historical background, which didn't fit in with this world. Therefore, Wang Zhong chose Forrest Gump. Although the background of Forrest Gump was World War II, there was also a world war in this world. The people of this world called it the War of the 18 Continents, which meant that there was a war between 18 continents. This movie was about the early days of the war. A child was born in a small town. This child, named Forrest Gump, was born with all kinds of misfortune. He was born with a low IQ of 75 and a crooked face. It could be said that his life was full of ridicule and humiliation. But Argonne's mother was a strong woman. She encouraged Argonne. Finally, Argonne found his talent. He was good at running. After that, Forrest became a superstar player, a runner on the battlefield, a diplomat of table tennis, and a billionaire. He was even received by the president. Finally, at the end of the war, he hugged the woman he loved. This movie was very inspirational. It also let many people know that no matter how unlucky you are, as long as you don't give up, are optimistic, have principles, and have enough self-discipline, you will eventually be able to fight your way to glory. Even if you don't fight your way to glory, you will slowly realize that you are used to it. Wang Zhong invited Huang Duoshui because he had promised her that he would cast her in his second movie. The director continued to work with Li Wanmo. Now, Li Wanmo really admired Wang Zhong. With his vision, he could see the outstanding parts of the script at a glance. So, just like last time, he did not change anything. The entire movie was shot according to Wang Zhong's script. The filming of the movie began very quickly. Huang Duoshui played the role of Argonne's girlfriend in the movie, but she didn't have many scenes. Huang Duoshui's acting was good, but Wang Zhong had high requirements for movies. So, although Huang Duoshui was qualified, Wang Zhong still taught her carefully. Unfortunately, Maybe they were very familiar with each other since childhood. When Wang Zhong explained to Huang Duoshui several times how to act, Huang Duoshui laughed. Laugh my ass. Your parents are dead. How can you laugh? Once, when he saw that Huang Duoshui still couldn't pass after more than 10 cuts, Wang Zhong couldn't help scolding her. Sun Lianjie, what do you mean? Huang Duoshui's face suddenly changed. She was unhappy. The other staff on the set also looked at them in shock. They didn't expect that Wang Zhong would scold Huang Duoshui directly in order to make a good movie. Can you still shoot? If you can't, do you want me to send you to see your parents? Wang Zhong scolded her. Huang Duoshui's lips wriggled. She was really sad. In fact, Wang Zhong was a little helpless in his heart. In order to let Huang Duoshui get into the mood as soon as possible, he could only do this. Although it hurt Huang Duoshui's heart, there was no other way. Why don't you talk? Wang Zhong scolded her. After enduring for a while, Huang Duoshui lowered her head and said, I'm sorry. I know what to do. Hurry up. Ahem, well, I want to go to the bathroom. I'll take a 10-minute break. Director Li Wenmo was afraid that Huang Duoshui and Wang Zhong would be embarrassed, so he said quickly. Oh, I also want to go to the bathroom. I want to drink water. Everyone was clear-headed, so they gave Huang Duoshui time to relax. There was no one around. Huang Duoshui looked at Wang Zhong weakly and said, I'm sorry. It's okay. I was a little harsh just now. Don't take it to heart. Wang Zhong said, It's my fault. I shouldn't have wasted so much of everyone's time. Huang Duoshui sighed. Well, it's good that you know. If you don't do it well, I'll continue to scold you. Huang Duoshui curled her lips and stopped talking. After this scolding, Huang Duoshui really changed a lot. She was more serious in filming and basically passed 2 or 3 scenes. Because the shooting site involved many aspects, the shooting time span was relatively long. It took 8 or 9 months to almost finish. When the shooting was finished, everyone cheered excitedly. There was more and more news about the movie. Everyone knew that the big star Wang Zhong and Huang Duoshui had cooperated in a movie called Forrest Gump. Many film critics and cinemas were very optimistic about the movie. After all, the movie The Shawshank Redemption was a lesson, so everyone was sure that the box office would be at least 2 billion yuan. Wang Zhong was also very confident and didn't plan to release the movie during the holidays. But what surprised everyone was that a month before the movie was released, a black swan appeared. Several of Huang Duoshui's relatives went on a local TV station and scolded Huang Duoshui for being ungrateful. After making money, she didn't care about her sick uncle and her poor relatives. She even told them that she would cut all ties with them and never contact them again. As soon as the news came out, it instantly became a hot search. For a time, the internet was full of scolding words about Huang Duoshui. This kind of person can also be a star. No wonder her parents died early. It turns out that they were cursed to death. She deserves it, an ungrateful person. Huang Duoshui actually treated her relatives like this. She's too ungrateful. I used to like watching her movies and boycotting Forrest Gump. Although this is very unfair to Brother Jie, now it's time to let other directors see who dares to use Huang Duoshui in the future. In fact, there's no need to boycott Brother Jie's movies. It's not good for Brother Jie. We just need to protest and ask Brother Jie to cut Huang Duoshui's scenes and ruin her reputation. Yes, cut Huang Duoshui and put this message up for Brother Jie to see. As more and more words like this appeared on the internet, Wang Zhong also noticed it. Ding ling ling. Wang Zhong was scrolling through the news about scolding Huang Duoshui when suddenly, Sister Tsong called. Sister Kong, Lian Jie, you've seen the content on the internet, right? Yes, I've seen it. Actually, they've all misunderstood Shui. Wang Zhong sighed in his heart. As Huang Duoshui's friend since she was young, he naturally knew what had happened inside. He had seen the episode of Huang Duoshui's relatives crusading against Huang Duoshui. Originally, This was just a small program in their local area and did not have much ratings. He did not know how they found Huang Duoshui's relatives, so they went on the program. In the program, Huang Duoshui's relatives accused her of 3 major crimes. 1. Unfilial. She did not care about her elders and was ungrateful. 2. She regarded money as her life. When her elders were seriously ill, Huang Duoshui avoided them and refused to even lend them life-saving money. 3. She looked down on the poor. For so many years, she had never met her relatives and friends. She despised her relatives for being poor. The ones on the program were the children of Huang Duoshui's eldest uncle and second uncle. The whole article talked about how they treated Huang Duoshui well when she was young. When Huang Duoshui's parents died back then, how they took care of Huang Duoshui. They even said that they supported Huang Duoshui in order to become a celebrity back then. But now, Huang Duoshui was angry and looked down on them. Her eldest uncle was seriously ill in bed and didn't even lend her life-saving money. It was simply disgraceful and ungrateful. Wang Zhong actually understood the situation that these people were talking about. These relatives were all on Huang Duoshui's father's side. Wang Zhong knew very well about what happened back then. After Huang Duoshui's parents died, these relatives did not help at all. At that time, Huang Duoshui's family did not have much contact with them. On the contrary, Huang Duoshui borrowed a lot of money from them later. According to Huang Duoshui, out of sympathy, she did not even ask them to write an IOU. Now, she did not know what was going on, but it had turned out like this. Sigh, I know Shui as a girl. She has a kind heart. That program is doing this on purpose for the ratings. But now, the public opinion on the internet has turned out like this. Sister Tsong advised, if this matter is not handled well, there will be many people who boycott the movie. Sister Tsong, you mean, cut out Huang Duoshui's scenes. In the past, many celebrities were boycotted by netizens because of their comments and style. Basically, everyone did the same. Chapter 410. Lian Jie, I know that you and Shui are good friends who grew up together and have a good relationship, but there's nothing we can do about it. This time, Shui's matter is very big. The netizens are all scolding her. Coincidentally, your movie is about to be released. In order not to be affected, we can only cut off her scenes, Sister Tsong continued to persuade him. Wang Zhong frowned and said, I won't do that. Lian Jie, you. Sister Tsong, if Shui is really that kind of person, not to mention cutting it off now, I will reject the entire movie and reshoot it. But Shui is not that kind of person. If I do that, won't I let those villains succeed? But... At this moment, Sister Tsong was also confused. In fact, Sister Tsong was a very capable person. She did things swiftly and decisively. She would never go back on her word. Everything was based on interests. However, only when she was talking to Wang Zhong did she realize that her position would be shaken. Sister Tsong, if someone framed you like this, what would you think? Would you also agree to others cutting off your scenes? Would you just let those villains be so smug? You're right. After a long while, Sister Tsong said, but the public opinion on the internet is indeed very disadvantageous to you and the movie. Then think of a way. I know very well what's going on inside. How about this? I'll talk to Huang Duoshui later. After hanging up the phone, Wang Zhong directly called Huang Duoshui. Unfortunately, Huang Duoshui did not pick up. An ominous premonition rose in Wang Zhong's heart. What happened to Huang Duoshui? Fortunately, he knew Huang Duoshui's manager, Sister Qin. So, he called Sister Qin. Brother Jie, I'm looking for Shui too. I can't get through to her. I'm worried that something might have happened to her. Okay, I got it. Let me know if there's any news. Just as he was about to make another call, the doorbell suddenly rang. Wang Zhong looked outside the door through the peephole and saw Huang Duoshui standing alone at the door. With a sigh, Wang Zhong opened the door. I was looking for you. Why is your phone turned off? It's out of battery. Huang Duoshui's condition was better than expected, but she was very haggard. There's no one to talk to, so I came to look for you. Huang Duoshui entered the house and sat down. Lian Jie, why am I so unlucky to have these relatives? What happened? Tell me in detail. I've already given them money many times. Every time, they say it's a loan. Every time, they say it's a loan. But not only do they not return it, they even want to borrow it. If you blindly satisfy others, it will only make their appetites bigger and bigger. It's useless. Wang Zhong shook his head and asked, why are they on the show this time? Before the new year, first uncle told me that his son and second uncle's daughter wanted me to take them out to film. I didn't agree at first, but later on, I couldn't stand their request and agreed. But their education level was too low, and they didn't study acting, so I told them to start by playing small roles. But they didn't agree. They said that I'm such a big star and I can give their children a good chance. I said that I'm not a director and I don't have that much power, but they didn't listen. In the end, they threatened me and said that if I didn't give them a chance, they would go to the media and defame me. At that time, I was angry and ignored them. I didn't expect them to really do that. Ingrates. They were really ingrates. Wang Zhong listened helplessly. Huang Duoshui actually looked like a spoiled woman on the surface. But in fact, she was the kind of person who was hard on the mouth but soft on the heart. She was easily deceived and bullied. How much money have you given to your relatives? Wang Zhong asked again. I didn't calculate it carefully. 3 to 4 million, I think. Huang Duoshui said. 3 to 4 million? Wang Zhong stared at Huang Duoshui. He was a little speechless. 3 to 4 million wasn't a lot for celebrities like them, but they wouldn't give it away for no reason. Everyone's money didn't grow on trees. But Huang Duoshui actually gave them so much. I didn't give it all at once. Every time they said this or that, I gave it to them. Then what's wrong with your first uncle? I'm not sure. I've never heard of him having any illness before. Now that he suddenly said this, I have a terrible headache. Huang Duoshui lowered her head dejectedly. Wang Zhong frowned and suddenly thought, could it be that they're lying? To get the public to sympathize with them, they said that he's sick? The more Wang Zhong thought about it, the more likely it was. Think about it. If he's really sick, they'll definitely ask you for money again. But this time, it's because you refuse to introduce roles to their children. So, they might be deliberately adding fuel to the fire to discredit you. That's why they said this. Huang Duoshui said in surprise, then they're too evil. If they weren't evil, they wouldn't have framed you like this. Don't you think so? Wang Zhong walked to the window and said, this is actually very simple. We'll investigate and see if your first uncle is sick. As for you, go to the bank and get the money you transferred to them. You're going to... Yes, we're going to turn the public opinion around. Huang Duoshui nodded and took out her phone to charge it. Just as she turned on her phone, Huang Duoshui froze for a moment and said, my first uncle called me. Answer it. See what he has to say. Huang Duoshui nodded and answered the phone. Shui, your first uncle has called you so many times. Why are you ignoring me? It seems that you really don't care about us poor relatives, right? Huang Duoshui said with an ugly expression, first uncle, you still have the face to call me after helping me to such a state. Shui, how can you talk to your uncle like that? I've caused you to be like that. What happened? You're doing so well now. You can't even introduce 2 small characters to me. Are you still my good niece? Huang Duoshui's uncle changed the topic and snorted coldly. I won't talk nonsense with you. I can immediately tell the media that you helped us and pretend that nothing happened. What are the conditions? Huang Duoshui frowned. Give us 5 million and we'll forget about this matter. 5 million. Huang Duoshui was so angry that her body was trembling. Shui, you're a big star. This little bit of money doesn't matter to you. Dream on. Huang Duoshui hung up the phone. Wang Zhong gave Huang Duoshui a thumbs up. That's what we have to do. We can't spoil this kind of person. In the next few days, the public opinion about Huang Duoshui was mainly insulting. However, Huang Duoshui didn't respond and refused any interviews. She didn't even post anything on Weibo. To the outside world, Huang Duoshui was afraid and cowardly. She didn't dare to respond. However, she didn't expect that Huang Duoshui would post on Weibo just a week later. First, there were a few photos of the bank statement. It showed that Huang Duoshui had been in the entertainment industry for so many years. She had sent money to her uncle and second uncle's family. She had even given her nephew and niece a lot of money. After that, there were some chat records. It showed how Huang Duoshui was tricked into lending them money. Originally, Huang Duoshui had deleted these things. Later, she went to the data center and restored the information. Other than these pieces of evidence, Huang Duoshui posted a few thousand words of narration. During this period, I didn't refute anything. It wasn't because I was afraid, nor was it because I wanted to retreat. Instead, I was thinking about how to fight against the vampires who accused me. Now, I finally know what to do. If I keep tolerating, I will only be bullied. So, I posted these pieces of evidence to let everyone see. Is it my fault? They kept asking me to lend them money for various reasons. Although I knew very well that there was a high probability that they wouldn't return the money they borrowed, I still lent them. I just didn't expect them to go from bad to worse. In the end, not only did they want to lend me money, but they also wanted me to introduce roles to their children. Does everyone still think that I'm wrong? After saying a lot, Huang Duoshui finally continued, since they've already turned against me, I won't be polite either. I'll take back all the money I've lent them over the years. I've already hired a lawyer to handle this matter. Finally, someone said that I value money more than my life. I didn't want to say this at first, but since it has come to this point, I'll post other evidence. Chapter 4:11. At the bottom of the long paragraph, Huang Duoshui posted the donation information of the 3 schools. There were no other words, but anyone with a discerning eye could tell that Huang Duoshui had donated to 3 schools over the years. As soon as the Weibo post was posted, the public opinion turned around. Onlookers. I thought I was always right, but I didn't expect the truth to be so heart-wrenching. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Huang Duoshui, I sincerely apologize to you. This family is crazy. Vampires. They're really vampires. For a time, Huang Duoshui's relatives became the target of scorn. Everyone wanted to beat them up. Just as Huang Duoshui said, a lawyer's letter was sent a few days later, asking them to pay back the money. Huang Duoshui also said that the money would be donated to those in need. For a time, the relatives begged Huang Duoshui for mercy, but Huang Duoshui ignored them. After a month or so, the matter finally came to an end. A month later, the movie was released as scheduled. Just as Wang Zhong had predicted, the movie tickets were sold out as soon as the movie was released. And because of Huang Duoshui's hype, the movie received unprecedented attention. It was also this time that Wang Zhong officially established his status as a big shot in the film industry. Now, he was a real singer, actor, and superstar. He was a real star. After that, Wang Zhong announced that he would start filming a TV series. The theme was to use Huang Duoshui's experience. This time, he would not use the memories of Earth to start filming. He would write his own script. A TV series was much easier to film than a movie. After all, it did not require any special effects. The response after the broadcast was not bad. It was on the passing line. In the days that followed, Wang Zhong basically did 3 things: making music, making movies, and building schools. In the blink of an eye, Wang Zhong was already 40 years old. For a woman, 40 years old was definitely starting to decline, no matter what industry she was in. But for a man, it was the golden age of a man. However, this age did not matter to Wang Zhong. Because for a real actor, it was the golden age no matter what age it was. All these years, he would hold a concert tour almost every 2 years. It had been held in various major cities in the country and even overseas. He still remembered that when he was overseas, hundreds of thousands of people came directly. Because of this, the country sent out the army to maintain order and dozens of ambulances were on standby. Even so, many fans were carried away by ambulances because they were too excited. Of course, there were still a few who died because of heart problems. With regards to these people, Wang Zhong personally sent his condolences to their families. This was something he had learned from the superstar MJ back then. Now, he was 40 years old. To be honest, he was an ordinary person in this life. His energy was limited. Therefore, Wang Zhong announced that he would not be holding any concerts in the near future. As for composing music, he decided to take a break. After so many years of composing music, he already had more than 300 songs under his name, so there was no need for him to compose any more music. Now, the only thing Wang Zhong was interested in was making movies. In addition to the classic movies in his memory, Wang Zhong had already started shooting his own movies. There were movies that were popular, and there were also movies that were not popular. Regarding this, Wang Zhong was indifferent. Now, although the public liked his works, they were most concerned about his private life. Ever since An Xiaoran passed away, there had been a lot of rumors about him. The earliest ones were about him and Huang Duoshui. After all, she was the first female star who worked with him in a movie. Many rumors also found out that he and Huang Duoshui were childhood friends. Therefore, for a while, there were many rumors about them being childhood sweethearts. However, in the end, the two of them tactfully said that it did not exist. Now, Huang Duoshui was 40 years old. In these years, she had been filming fewer and fewer movies. However, she was getting more and more experienced. She had already changed from a little girl to a teacher. However, she was the same as Wang Zhong. When the reporters asked her about her relationship with Wang Zhong, she only smiled faintly and said that she and Wang Zhong were just very, very, very good friends. Su Wen's development was also very good. Later on, she also cooperated with Wang Zhong a lot. However, because she was an actress in youth idol dramas, after the age of 35, there were fewer and fewer movies that were suitable for her. Although she wanted to change her career recently, some of the movies that she filmed were not very good. Everyone had their own path of development. Regarding Su Wen's experience, Wang Zhong only said a few words of concern as a friend. It was impossible for him to change anything for her. Because they were friends, Wang Zhong also had a meal with Su Wen. He did not expect to be photographed by the paparazzi. Therefore, there were rumors about him and Su Wen having an affair, which made Wang Zhong feel very helpless. In the days that followed, almost all the female stars who worked with Wang Zhong more or less had some scandals. However, there were also many female stars who took the initiative to throw themselves into his arms. To be honest, if he was not in the entertainment industry, he would not know. Now that he was here, Wang Zhong knew how tempting it was. Looking at those beautiful and flirtatious women who took the initiative to seduce him, not many people could resist the temptation. Fortunately, Wang Zhong's perseverance was different from ordinary people. This was something that he had undergone cruel training. No matter how tempting it was, he could guarantee that he would not be disturbed, unless it was too beautiful. On this day, Wang Zhong, Sister Tsung, and the others drove to the countryside. This was his 89th school that was about to be built. He had to participate in this groundbreaking ceremony. This was a primary school located in the northwest region. The characteristic of this region was that there were many mountains and trees. The environment was very bad. Compared to his previous hometown, it was much worse. Not to mention cement roads, there was not even mud here. One had to walk to get in. Mr. Sun Lianjie, the school is just in front. The principal of the school pointed at the school not far away and said apologetically, "We are poor here. The road is not easy to walk. I'm really sorry." The principal was a gentle man in his 30s. When he spoke, his face was full of embarrassment. Wang Zhong waved his hand and said lightly, "This road is nothing. When I was young, I climbed mountains and herded sheep. I suffered a lot." When Wang Zhong said this, the principal and many teachers heaved a sigh of relief. They didn't expect the legendary superstar brother Jie to be so approachable. The group walked and finally arrived at the school. To be honest, the school was not big. After all, the population here was not large, and there were not many students. There were a total of 5 classes, about a few hundred people. Students, 89 plus 92 plus 89. What is the equivalent? When they passed by the first classroom, a teacher's teaching voice came from inside. Wang Zhong couldn't help but stop in his tracks and look into the house. The students were wearing very simple clothes. Their hair was a little messy, but they were listening to the class very seriously. To Wang Zhong's surprise, the teacher who was teaching the students was a female teacher in a flowery dress. She looked very young, about 20 years old. Seeing this female teacher, Wang Zhong could not help but be stunned. Similar, they were too similar. The figure that had been hidden in the depths of his memory seemed to have emerged again. "What's the name of this teacher?" Wang Zhong asked. "Oh, Mr. Sun, you must be very surprised. Her name is Li Xiaoran. She just graduated from school. She is very kind. She is here to teach on a volunteer basis. The students like her very much." Xiaoran. Wang Zhong was a little surprised. He looked deeply at the figure inside and walked away. At noon, in order to entertain Wang Zhong, the principal specially asked the canteen to cook a few more dishes. The dishes were not delicacies. They were all local vegetables, but a large bowl of mutton was specially cooked. During the meal, the principal invited the teachers to come together. Because there were not many students, there were only 5 teachers. They were all female students who came to teach on a volunteer basis. Several female students saw a big star like Wang Zhong for the first time. They looked at him curiously. "Come, Mr. Sunday. You stars must not be used to these, right?" The principal smiled and gave Wang Zhong a large piece of mutton. "You're tuning in to the Narrate and Escape YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.